Fam, what's up? Good morning to you. How's everybody doing? I appreciate you guys being here. Run the thumbs up on all these videos. We appreciate you guys more than you know, coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I appreciate you guys. Let me know where you guys are watching from inside the comment box. Got my 5-mile run in this morning. Woo, that was a tough one. We started out from downtown Tuscaloosa, worked our way up down Greensboro, and then went all the way down to Coleman Coliseum, and then turned back around and ran back to Hotel Indigo. So, man, you know, the grind is, you can never take off. You know, if you want that greatness, if you want to be the best, if you want to have this ultra level of success, which we're aiming for, you got to go for it. There's no shortcut to greatness, right? There's no shortcut. I appreciate you guys rocking with me today at 8 a.m. right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And what's up, Marquetta? We see you inside the comment box. Good morning to you, Rodney, Shane, LaQuasia, Chris, Lions Pride, everybody in the morning crew. Kimberly, what's up? Appreciate you guys joining us right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Patriot Life got your email. I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you so much for always taking care of us right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Today and this morning, I'm going to talk about the quarterbacks. I want to talk a little bit about Caleb Odom. I want to talk about the wide receivers. I want to talk about the running backs. I want to kind of talk about the overall intensity here at the University of Alabama now under the new regime. And of course, I want to take your calls at 205-850-1994 this morning on Bama Football on YouTube. I am leading off in the lead off spot, followed by Ty Hayes. And then you got Coach Smook. What to expect today on Bama Football on YouTube? Well, a couple naturally uploaded videos are coming your way. So this morning together, we are going to cut a video that is talking about the quarterbacks, and I'm going to upload that. So if you're watching this, you're going to get a sneak peek of that. And then coming out at 12 p.m. Central Time, Coach Smook has put together a really nice video highlighting what to watch this weekend in the world of recruiting. This is a very big weekend for recruiting and for Coach Kalen DeBoer and his overall staff to showcase these facilities, to have these guys kind of play some home court advantage with the class of 2025. I know it's way early to talk 2025, but I think it is a great opportunity for these coaches to show the intensity, how practice works, and what you got going on right now here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, under Coach Kalen DeBoer and his overall philosophy. I love it. I love kind of the regentrification. I would never throw shade at the old staff or Coach Saban or anything that he had. That worked. I think this will work as well. So it's all positive, and I think this new coaching staff has clearly came in with a lot of momentum, to be honest. You look at it from the class of 2024, you look at it from the class of 2025. I think getting a prospect like Antonio Coleman to flip from Auburn to Alabama is another win for Coach Kalen DeBoer. Everybody saw the video of Kane Womack, talking to Ty Lockhart, who's a prospect from 2025, literally showing like recruiting from practice. So this is a new world, and it's fun to be a part of, to be honest. So there's Colin Hitchler right here. So we're going to walk you through all this footage, but I just kind of wanted to warm up the show and say good morning to you, and thanks for joining us right here at Bama Football on YouTube. So following that video at 12 p.m., so we got a quarterback video that we're going to cut together. Then we have a recruiting video that is going to roll out at 12 p.m. And then following that, we will go to the practice facility, and you have Coach Smook collecting offensive interviews today. So how this is going to work, once again, this is not an open practice, but after practice, the media will be able to get interviews with the offensive coaches and some of the offensive players. I would assume that Jalen Milroe is going to be one of those players. I would assume that Justice Haynes could be one of those players. They haven't given us a list, but those are the offensive players. Kendrick Law, I'm sure he's going to be there. I would imagine Tyler Booker, some of the vets from last year. And then you're going to also have coaching interviews as well. Nick Sheridan's going to be at the podium. You're going to have Jamarcus Shepard. You're going to have, I don't know if it's going to be Kapilovic. I don't know if it's going to be, probably Robert Gillespie, right? So those are the guys that are going to be available for interviews, and then Coach Smook will be able to organize those and bring those right here to Bama Football on YouTube. So that's kind of what to watch today. Heavy content day on Friday, and Friday is a little bit of a down day. And then to be transparent with you guys, T and I, we are going to the beach today. So we will be en route driving to the beach, and we will still have our regularly scheduled show. I might not be on the show in the morning, but it will be one of our hosts, whether that be Coach Smook or Coach Ty. But we do plan to do the show from the beach a few times and, report on news as it happens. So that's kind of the lay of the land right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And I appreciate you guys being here. I'll take your guys' calls in a minute. I'll let you guys know when the phone line is open. But the phone line is at the bottom of the screen. It's highlighted at the lower left. It is 205-850-1994. Let's cut a quarterback video together and kind of go over some of this footage that we have from the University of Alabama. I was looking at this footage that was released, and I was like, this is a pretty good footage. But before we do that, let's pay a quick bill real quick and thank our sponsors, and then we'll come back and we'll cut that video together right here on Bama Football on YouTube. In 3, 2, 1, be back in 1 minute. Special thanks to our sponsor, Residence Inn, Ocean City, Maryland. Guests can book at residenceinoc.com. Use the promo code LPR for special Bama football pricing up to 20% off. Also, go to therogueshop.com. Use the promo code BAMA. You get legal CBD. For me, personally, I like the topical oil. You know how intense my workouts are, right? So I like the topical oil. I like to rub that on my back, whatever, after those cinder blocks. So go to their website, cruise down, look through their website, and definitely check out rogueshop.com. And like I said, I like the topical. Again, the promo code is BAMA. Also, think about becoming a fan funder right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Become a part of the Undefeated as low as $2.99 a month. That's 10 cents a day. How do you do this? Make sure you're logged into your account. This is on a computer. You can also do this on your phone and look for the tab that says membership. Once you click membership, you can see different options. You can see an upgrade button right there to the right if you want to go through the different levels. We have fan funder videos from the staff right here at Bama Football on YouTube. Very easy to navigate. Let us know if you have questions inside the comment box when trying to upgrade or renew your fan funder membership right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And of course, if you want to rock that undefeated gear, check out our merch store located at the bottom of the videos. We appreciate Patriot Life, Cynthia, Antoine, Caitlin, and to everybody else that supports us right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Special thanks to our sponsor, Residence Inn. So we appreciate you guys being a fan funder. And if you want to become a fan funder, go ahead and hit the hyperlink, which is located above this video, as low as $2.99 to support the product right here on Bama Football on YouTube. So, and special thanks to all of our sponsors, Residence Inn, Ocean City, the Rogue Shop, the promo code. Remember, if you're buying from Rogue Shop, the promo code is BAMA. So make sure and hit that promo code. And then Demetrius Maynard, he owns the Maynard Group. He's just a sponsor, just wants to support the channel. So we appreciate everybody. What's up, Antoine? I see you inside the comment box as well. Darren, what's going on, man? A lot to be excited about when you look to this Alabama football team. And I want to start this morning off talking about the quarterbacks. We're going to cut a quarterback video together. Patriot Life, always taking care of people and helping us build those fan funders. And if you became a fan funder and if you are available to receive gifts, think about, getting access to that. You can run the emojis up and all sorts of different things that you get access to, including exclusive videos right here on Bama Football on YouTube. All right. Yeah. So Bama boy, what's up? Run the thumbs up for sure. 100%. And Chris, always doing our thing, man. We appreciate you. Chris from the 973. All right. Let's cut a video on the quarterbacks. Let me tighten everything up. What's up, William? Good morning, man. I see you inside the comment box as well. All right. Let's see if I can get this full screen. All right. That looks good. Yeah. All right. Let me minimize this and let's talk some quarterbacks. Then I'll take you guys' calls in a little while. So, all right. There we go. Okay. All right. So you're going to see, we're going to do like a live video together. So, have to get all this set up and then I'll take it. We're going to, Rosemary. We're going to Rosemary Beach. That is where we will be staying it's a little under a week. We're taking My son, my daughter, my mom is coming, grandma, and T. So we're going, and we will be in Rosemary. So we'll be down there. So if you have any recommendations, we've been down there a couple times. It's a great place to go, and looking forward to it. And the weather's not going to be like in the 80s or anything like that, but I think it should still be primed to go to. All right, let's do a quarterback video together. 3, 2, let me get everything set up. All right, here we go. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's talk Alabama quarterbacks. Alabama recently released some footage talking about the Alabama quarterbacks. And as you can see, you start with a quarterback like Jalen Milroe. And not trying to drive any sort of narrative, it's like you have this quarterback coming back who anyone in college football would be extremely elated to have as their quarterback. From what we saw on Wednesday's open practice, you had 2 rotations, and the first quarterbacks in that rotation were Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson, and you have a lot of opportunities for these quarterbacks to get reps. Nobody is standing around, honestly. It's like Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson are throwing at the exact same time. In the second group, what you notice is you have Dylan Lonergan, who everybody's really excited to see, and then you also have new addition right here, which is Austin Mack. Now, I can tell you that Austin Mack is an absolute unit. I mean, and what I mean by that is he's a tower, as you can see right here. And this is the second group of the 2 quarterback rotation. You have Austin Mack on the left, number 10, and you have Dylan Lonergan on the right. And he just towers everybody, really. I mean, he's 6'6". I mean, look, right here, side by side, you can see just how big he is. Now, how does he throw a ball? I mean, that pass right there was pretty damn good, to be honest. So you have Coach Kalen DeBoer right here, out here. And what you've seen with the offense so far in just this short amount of time that we've been able to see practice is you have Nick Sheridan with the headset, kind of similar, honestly, to my headset. Talking to the quarterbacks, and they're working with all of the helmet communication systems right now. And then you have Jamarcus Shepard, and then you have Coach Kalen DeBoer, who is also heavily involved in the offense. So that's kind of your 3 offensive coaches, if you will, working with the quarterbacks, the running backs, and the wide receivers, and the tight ends as well. Here's Jalen Milroe throwing a nice pass right there to number 24 down there. That was Emmanuel Henderson. A lot of people have been curious about Emmanuel Henderson. And here's another good freeze frame of Austin Mack, Jalen Milroe, and Dylan Lonergan. And again, I say that the quarterbacks that were in a 2 rotation, Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson, not pictured in this particular photo. He's probably to the right or something like that. But everybody is making throws. Nobody's just sitting around. And I love the intensity. And I had to dub out the music for copyright reasons, but there's a lot of intensity and the music is blaring. Like, it's up tempo. These guys are running all over, and here's Jalen Milroe right here throwing, and then Dylan Lonergan to the right. Another shot of Jalen Milroe, and to the left, that is Ty Simpson. You know, we saw Ty Simpson come in spot play last year, and I thought he did. When I think about Ty Simpson, I really think to that game against Kentucky, where, not necessarily against South Florida when he came in, he did his thing, right? And he helped Alabama close out that game, and he moved past it. But I think we really saw a lot of growth in what he's capable to do in the opportunities that he had against Kentucky. I think clearly Ty Simpson could carry this team. He really could. I think he is a very capable quarterback. I think the same thing with Dylan Lonergan. We just haven't been able to see him have that many repetitions. Now with Jalen Milroe, I mean, we already know what Jalen Milroe is capable of, but I still feel that Jalen Milroe's ceiling is so high. And that's why I'm excited to see how these coaches can develop the overall quarterbacks within this unit. And I think when you look to a player like Austin Mack, number 10 right here to the left, who knows? I mean, maybe the sky's the limit. They were clearly excited to get him here. He was committed to Washington. You had Julian Saint head out. And now you have Austin Mack as a younger guy coming in who's big, tall. And one thing that I think sometimes is a misconception is just because you have Austin Mack and he's kind of the quarterback that was the first quarterback that Kalen DeBoer brought in, doesn't mean that he's going to go away from quarterbacks that have an escapability factor to them. You look at the prospects that are on their board right now. They're not just pro-style quarterbacks. They're still quarterbacks that have that escapability. And I think that you have to have a quarterback like that in today's world of college football to win big games, right? A Juju Lewis, a KJ Lacey, whoever it's going to be. So don't just think that, Coach Kalen DeBoer is going to go away from, a quarterback that has escapability or whatever and just go to a pro style. I don't think that's the case. I think, honestly, what he's going to do is just bring a quarterback in here that can facilitate the offense. So we've had just a couple small opportunities to see these guys work so far. And they're passing on air. We haven't seen any 11 on 11. So we kind of go back and look to what they did last year. How are they going to improve this year? And excited to see how the quarterbacks develop going into the spring season. Now, when you look to some of the weapons that Alabama has, it's exciting because I made a video just recently talking about Caleb Odom, and I get it. Sometimes when we talk about these freshmen that are coming in, the expectations are like out of this world. I said this on the video earlier. I don't think that's necessarily the case with a prospect like Caleb Odom. I think he's going to be a weapon that can be used on the outside to create mismatches. And then I was able to see Jeremy Bernard, the transfer from Washington, come in. He's very talented as well. You have Kendrick Law, who I felt, if I had to rank the wide receivers that I saw, it was tough because the wide receivers were on the far side of the field. I would probably say Kendrick Law is like the guy. Kobe Prentice, the guy. And I have to tell you how I feel. Like, Caleb Odom was right up there. And look, he was just making, a couple catches on air, whatever. But I mean, he was impressive. You can ask anybody that was able to see him. It just was impressive. So, and that whole room is very talented. So you talk about the weapons that these wide receivers have, or these quarterbacks have. It's really exciting to see. I'm trying to think of another tight end who stood out. I would probably say Danny Lewis. Robbie Oots is always going to just be impressive because he's just like a physical type of a guy. But yeah, and think about this. The crazy thing is Ryan Williams isn't even here, right? Neither is Rico Scott. So Kendrick Law is an absolute baller for sure. And I like the fact that he just is like pops up to the front of the reps and he gets it going. So all these wide receivers just balling out, and can't wait to see kind of the weapons that Alabama has. Also, here's number 18 right here. This is Caleb Odom. So, excuse me, just really excited for this entire group and the quarterbacks overall. I mean, I was, it's a small sample size. It is what it is, but that's kind of your quarterback room. And I think going into this spring period, you got to think that Alabama across the board of college football still has one of the top I think, let me ask you this. I feel that this quarterback room is more talented overall than last year's quarterback room, right? I mean, I know we really haven't seen Austin Mack just, other than a couple throws or whatever, but let me ask you, Undefeated, run the thumbs up if you feel that this quarterback room as a whole is more talented than last year's quarterback room. I would agree, I think because and it's easy to say now because I think you kind of look back and you look back at like Tyler Buckner's shortcomings or whatever. Overall, this group, like, how can you go wrong with Milroe, Sims, or Dylan Lonergan? I don't know. I think that these quarterbacks is certainly, a better group than they were last year collectively. And now I feel that it's early on. I mean, they just got here. But I kind of get the sense that these coaches as well, specifically working with the quarterbacks, are better than last year's guys that were working with the quarterbacks. And I don't like to say that this guy is always better than the last guy, but it just seems like there's a better emphasis on the quarterback position from what I've heard, from what I've seen. So we'll continue to see how it plays out. But overall, just breaking down the quarterback room. So I appreciate you guys being here. Please hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And we appreciate you being a subscriber right here at Bama Football on YouTube. My name is Kyle Henderson, and we'll catch you next video. All right, that was a video that I had to cut. Call line is open. I appreciate you guys joining me today right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Let me get the call-in line. The call-in line is highlighted right here at the bottom of the screen. 205-850-1994. That is the call-in line. So if you guys want to call and chit-chat with me, I appreciate you guys being here. Coming up at 9, you have Ty Hayes. We're always kind of mixing and matching the schedule, but the best way to be notified is clearly to be, hitting the notification button. But, we're always on from 8 in the morning, Monday through Friday, from 8 to about 11, and then the evening time. And this is just kind of our spring football schedule. We've been going from like 6 to, 8 or 9. And that will change as, we cross different months. Like May and June, I think we'll just do a morning show. And then I think July we'll go heavy kind of based on the SEC media days. And then in August, we'll come up with another, plan to where we go, gun heavy. And then I think during the season we'll be, just like your, a streaming platform. Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. So we have a couple calls coming in, and it looks like we have 865. I think this is Angel from Pigeon Forge. Angel, what's up, man?
What's up, Carl?
Sorry I missed you yesterday, I think, man. So thanks for calling in, man. Go ahead. Welcome to the show.
But I had something come up. Yes, for sure. Yeah. I like when Maurice yesterday or the day before, I think it was the day before yesterday when he interviewed him. He did pretty well, and he asked him about the players and everything. Now, Demani Jackson came before circle moment. Thought he answered that pretty good, and also the freshman that he was like making the point on, like these guys are just freshmen, they're gonna make mistakes and everything. And I like how he just answered that. And same thing with Ken Womack. Speaking highly of Deontay Lawson, and his defense is going to be crazy, and I really think these are the right guys to be the coaches on defense, because they answer stuff pretty well, and and all that. I feel like we're good hands right now at the moment with defense. And what's your thoughts on that? Like their answers. And they can answer stuff very well in the media. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think when you look to the coaching staff, what was amazing to me, I was thinking about this. So, and I think I might have said this yesterday. So, like the interviews are taking place, and you saw that Coach Kalen DeBoer, like he came out of this door like 50 yards down the field. We're in the indoor practice facility. He looked around and then he just left. How much, like, the confidence that he has in his staff to be able to deliver, like, the organization's message without him having to, like, micromanage, I thought that was pretty cool, because he has a lot of faith in this coaching staff. And I think that shows that. Like, if somebody says something, of course it's going to be brought to his attention, but you have the SID who was kind of facilitating, Kane Womack's interview. But other than that, like, the coaches were free game. And I think there was 4 coaches out there in total, and then there was a bunch of players. So so having it's kind of it's a sign of you believe in the guys that you have. Not to say that Saban didn't, but we've never seen assistants talk to the media like and I think that's going to be a regularly scheduled thing here at Alabama now going forward under Coach Kalen DeBoer, which is cool because these guys are ultra talented. And like you were saying, it gives you a good idea of where they are from like the defensive mindset. What really blew me away was hearing how polished and how professional Kane Womack and Mo Lindquist. Like these are head football coaches last year at Buffalo and at South Alabama. And I get it; they're not Power 5, but still, like these guys were head football coaches. So to have access to those guys and to get to hear their mentality, it was pretty cool. Loved it.
On Winquist or whatever. Yeah, I looked at his record last year as a head coach. It wasn't that great, but I mean, he still. I mean, I get it. The players weren't as good as Alabama's players, but I think we're in good hands right now, and all that. And same thing with South Alabama; they had a good season, and then we're in good hands because we're not going to panic because they know what they're doing, and I really do believe in these coaching staff and everything. And I know he was at Michigan as well, Linkwitz, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got that Big Ten experience coming in the season with Wisconsin, and I do believe we're gonna beat Wisconsin because they don't got all the pieces like we do because they lost Braylon Allen to the NFL and they lost some other key guys, and then Luke Fickell. I mean, he's a good head coach, but I think he kind of fell off when he came to Wisconsin from Cincinnati. What's your thoughts on the Wisconsin team in general? That you think we're gonna?
What's cool? What's cool is you have Colin Hitchler, who's working with the safeties, who was at Wisconsin. And I think when I always think about Wisconsin, I always think about defense because they've always had a pretty good defense, but I've never really been impressed with the Wisconsin offense, to be honest. So who knows if that changes this year, whatever. I do know that it's going to be a very challenging environment to play at in Camp Randall. Like, it's Big Ten. Wisconsin going to be amped up to be able to have a shot at beating Alabama at home. It's going to be a challenging environment for sure. So I'm looking forward to that game. I think sometimes when we looked at Alabama's early season schedule, we might label it is a W. It's not a W. I think it's going to be really challenging, and playing on the road, that will provide a really good opportunity. And then you have a bye week to get ready for Georgia. So it's a tough schedule for Alabama. I like the fact that they're going on the road against a Big Ten team. I like the fact that they're going to play a Big Ten team early in the season rather than later. You imagine playing like Wisconsin in like November? It's just that'd be terrible. But I think
not only that. For sure. But not only that, I seen people on YouTube yesterday talking and complaining that Alabama's playing enough northern teams, and that kind of just made me mad a little bit. I'm like, we try to get these guys to play us, but they don't want to play us.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on that? Like, overall in the North, we're just too afraid to play the North. No, we're not. They don't want to play us. I mean, Michigan played us last year and we lost to them, but to say that like that on YouTube and everything, embarrassing yourselves, come on. That's my thoughts on that.
I don't really pay attention to like the kind of the outside noise. But when I do, but I do read like national college football headlines. And I think it's clear that there's talk that there's going to be some teams that these college football experts feel that could be better than Alabama this year, which is fine. I think one team to really look at is Ole Miss, and you kind of look to how they have loaded up with a lot of weapons. You look at Georgia and the success that they've had. You look at Texas coming in, and Texas, I mean, shoot, they're loaded once again. And of course, we all have great respect for Steve Sarkisian. The Big Ten is going to have their teams. Clearly, Michigan is going to live off the fact that they beat Alabama head-to-head last year, and they did. But they don't have the same head football coach. Off, so
I think they'll fall off.
I kind of do too. But you look to the one team that still be standing is, and I think this program has a lot of pressure, is probably Ohio State, right? Because you went so heavy in the transfer portal. You still have your coach. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot more pressure. But Angel, I got to move to my next call. But I appreciate you joining us, and I'll catch up with you next time, man. Yep, roll tide to you. All right. Angel calling in from Pigeon Forge. We go right back to the phone lines of the 256. Hey, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're on the calling line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
This is Daryl from Huntsville.
What's up, Daryl? Good morning, man. I appreciate you calling in, Coach. Welcome to the show, man, and take it away.
Yeah, people are fretting and worrying about who we play, all that sort of stuff. I understand his concern. But I always look at it like this. Since I've been an Alabama fan, we don't worry about them. They better worry about us.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the type of team we are. When we walk in that stadium, that name carries a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody sits. And when you heard last year when they announced when we were playing Michigan, you heard the oohs and the ahs of dread.
Mm-hmm.
because everybody knows what the Alabama name means. And so we can't just roll our helmets in and win. I understand that. But don't think that these teams, when Alabama walks into Camp Randall, the fans will be fired up, but we'll be fired up too because we know what we're representing. We know what the standard is, and we're gonna bring the standard, and we will play Alabama football. I sincerely believe that. So, because like I said, the coaching staff is 0-0, but from what I'm seeing. I heard the Link was in interview. Man, that guy was stoked up at the fact that he came to Alabama.
Hell yeah.
He's a head coach.
Yep.
I mean, he was stoked. So was Womack. They were both stoked. Man, he said Womack said I love the area, the Mobile area, South Alabama. I love it. Mm-hmm. But to come to the University of Alabama, I couldn't turn that down. So people have to realize what we're representing, the name we carry. It's a great name. Have you ever seen the Crimson Tide with Denzel Washington? Have you ever seen that pregame speech? Have you ever seen that?
Yep.
Man, I played that about 5 times during the season, every year during a big game. Mm-hmm. So, this is real. So all we got to do is go out, do what everybody else does. The fundamentals don't change. Block, tackle, and execute. Mm-hmm. We got the players to do it. I think we got the coaching staff to do it. I think we got the mechanism that Coach Saban put in as far as the infrastructure to do it, the facilities. There's been nothing left unspared. I think that we have everything we need to be successful this year. What do you think, Kyle?
Yeah, on the line with Daryl, and reading through the comment box as well. Yeah, we're going to Rosemary, so we'll be in that area. I'm playing golf at Baytown, I think on Monday. So next Monday, I'll be off, but you have like the morning show going on. Yeah, look, I think that one thing that's been really nice to see with Coach Kalen DeBoer and this new staff is they've looked at things as opportunities rather than challenges, and I love that. I don't know. I just, not to be like fans or anything like that, like at all. I haven't even personally spoken to Coach Kalen DeBoer yet, but I like the kind of overall philosophy, and I think that's spilling into a lot of the players, and it's going to develop some good continuity for this team. And I love reverse rat poison when Alabama isn't favored, isn't number one. I don't even know. Like, let me ask you, Undefeated. Where do you think Alabama will be ranked in the preseason rankings? If like there's a way too early top 5 that I haven't seen, or are they going to be like 5, 6? Are they going to be top 5? I'm not sure. And just like Angel was saying, he thinks they'll come through and play hard against Wisconsin early on. I do too. I think this team is probably going to be a lot better than people think. I wouldn't be surprised if they make another run from the jump, because they're still stocked with like Coach Saban's prospects. And now kind of with this re-energized or whatever you want to call team that you have during this time, no, you're good, man. A lot of it depends on like the injuries and how the ball bounces and how, but I think we understand a lot from how they played Georgia. And I think it's going to work well either way for Alabama playing Georgia, if you win or you lose. And here's why. I feel that if you lose, you've been punched in the mouth, so you can kind of rebound and, get back and set your trajectory to where you want to put it. And if you win that game, you're like, oh, like we just beat Georgia again at home. We're going to run this thing. So, and you know what? Jarvis is saying Saban left like the cupboard stocked. 100%. I don't want, and Coach Darrell, I want to ask you about this too. I've been seeing like these stories about that Coach Saban was mad, and that 80% of the players asked about NIL, and that he like some of these contributed to him leaving. Sometimes I feel like some of those articles are trying to make him out to be a little bit like adversarial. I don't necessarily think it was like that. I think he felt it was time, but I think some of those things certainly did contribute to him. But I kind of feel that some of the these quotes or whatever are being kind of misconstrued that he like wasn't really like vibing with the players. I don't necessarily think that was the case anymore. What are your thoughts as we've kind of seen some of these like post-Saban articles about him leaving?
I 1,000% agree with that, because you got to understand the press. The press is always looking for a story, and a story that can make headlines.
Yeah.
And what's going to make headlines? Nick Saban is sick and tired of the players today. That's going to make headlines. That's going to get everybody to talking, and also it's going to cast a negative pall on him, because people saying, well, the players are getting paid now. You got paid as a coach. You profit off of them. Why are you trying to? So that's a bunch of turtle tutu. So at the end of the day, you got to understand it's the press, and not the press does a good job at times, but at times they're looking for a story. They're looking for a headline. And I read all that stuff yesterday. I've had people say, I had about 20 guys send it to me in a text after I'd read it the first time that morning. And some of it I believe and some of it I don't believe. I truly believe what he said. He said this: I'm tired. I can't give it my all. And if I can't give it my all, I shouldn't be here. And that's right. That's for the players. That's for the coaches. That's for the staff. That's for the person that makes the tacos, the smoothies, the Gatorade. If you can't give it your all, you shouldn't be here, because Coach Saban always quoted a Martin Luther King quote. He said, Martin Luther King said, when he went to Montgomery, this guy shined his shoes. He was the best shoe shine man in Montgomery.
I love this. Can I finish it out, Coach? And he said that
go ahead.
And what Coach Saban said was, he said that if you're going, he was the best guy, so only Coach Saban would go to that same guy to shine his shoes, because he was the best at that particular job. And he said, whatever job that you have, whether it's shining shoes, selling newspapers, if you're a lawyer, if you're a dentist, whatever, be the absolute best at that job. And that was that guy, right, Coach?
Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely. And so, people got to understand the press. That's why Coach Saban, he didn't hate the press, but he had an adversarial relationship with them, because when they came up and said something that was out of kilter, he let them know. What do you want us to do? Like he talked about the guy when we had the guy that one guy robbed somebody, and somebody else, they robbed a couple of people or something, and he kept one of the guys on the team, and they were killing him for it. He said, I did the same thing in Michigan State with a player that got in trouble, and the press killed me because I gave him another chance. He's an integral part of the football team. That's why you didn't punish him. He said, when you were 19, you never made mistakes. You never did something that you regret. Of course you did, but you got a chance. He said, this guy, I gave him a chance. He played 15 years in the NFL. He owns a business now that he contributes to his community. His daughter is going to Yale. If I had never gave him that second chance, he would probably be out in the street somewhere. So Coach Saban he was balanced. He understood the press. He understood how to talk to the press. That's why they had those training classes to get the players capable of talking to the press, because he never let the freshmen talk to the press. I don't know if they're gonna remove that rule this year, but you got to understand that, once again, everybody that smiles is not your friend. Everybody that pats you on the back is not for you. Everybody that says good things for you are probably saying some negative things against you. And that comes with maturity. That comes with understanding. It's the same way. Football is just like life. There's ups, there's downs. There are going to be people that smile you in the face and snarl when you walk off. So we got to understand what we're up against. When you see all that stuff about Coach Saban, that's just trying to paint a bad light on Coach Saban, in my opinion. Oh, he's bitter. He's an old man. He's from a bygone system. He's a dinosaur. Yeah, right. So they can't get me with it. They can. Cause see, first of all, I always look at it like this: there's information, and There's misinformation, and then there's disinformation.
Yep.
You got to get to the information.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, the Alabama Crimson Tide is pumping out a lot of good information, and I'm proud of it.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Coach, and always enjoy the dialogue, man. So please call again next time, and I'll catch up with you. I'll catch up with you sometime soon.
Always my pleasure, Kyle, to be a part of your program. Thank you.
All
Keep
right,
rising to the top.
Thanks, Coach. See ya. Coach calling in from Huntsville. You know what? Jarvis brought up a really good point. So what I'm going to do for the next 5 minutes. No, it is Antoine. My bad. I got to study up on these players' numbers. I can't name nobody in these videos. Okay, so what we're going to do real quick, we're going to do a quick learning session. Chris, New Jersey, stay on. Give me just a few minutes, and let's let's do some learning in detail, just so we can learn. Okay, so we did this. T and I did this yesterday. Okay, so let me get this. I think maybe we can hide this. Okay, so number 50. Okay, I'm just I'll slow them down by who we see, just so we can get it right, because I've been doing the same thing too. So this is gonna help all of us. Okay, so number 50, I'll know some of them, but some of them we have to refresh on. So number 50, that is Tim Smith. Okay, so Tim Smith is a prospect that everybody knows. He's 6'4", 302 out of Georgia. Okay, all right, number 22, who we just saw on the defensive side of the ball. That was LT Overton. So you barely were able to see LT Overton in that last clip. I think this is probably LT Overton right here to the right. Okay. See, that's LT Overton coming off Tim Smith. Okay. So that was LT Overton. Right here, let's see. Number 50, there's Tim Smith. Number 88. Let's see who that is. Number 88 on the defensive side of the ball. That is Isaiah Fega. Okay. Good shot of him. Number 97. That is Curtis Perry. Okay. Chris, I'll be with you in just a minute. Number 47, right in the front of us. That is James Smith. And number 31, see that, excuse me, that's Keon Keeley, right? So Keon Keeley now working with the defensive line. Looks pretty good too. On Twitter, we're Bama _ YouTube. Number 90 right here. That is Jordan Renard. And number 94, it looks like that was 94. That's Edric Hill. I think that was 94. Damn, he looks really good. Sheesh. Coming out with a lot of intensity. Okay, so number 40 now. We've switched positions. This is Sterling Dixon, who is a freshman out of Spanish Fort. Man, he looks damn good. Shoot. Number 30. Let's see. This is Caden Jones. 6'4", 220. Okay. Number 28, this is Justin Jefferson, right? The inside linebacker. This is Jeremiah Alexander, number 35. Number 41, let's make sure we got this one. This is Justin Okoronkwo. Got some good footage of him. Number 40, right here, this is Sterling Dixon. Man, Sterling Dixon looks good. Jeez. 51, this is going to be Nolan Asbury out of Mobile. Okay. Number 43 right here, that is going to be Jay-Sean Ross, another freshman. Wow, we got some good freshman footage on this one coming in. Shoot. Number 34, that's Q-Rob. Q-Rob's a beast. And number 49 right here, this is Quay Russo. So that's kind of some learning. In number 42, that was Yonde. Okay. Sterling Dixon was moving. I think this is Jay Nunez. And this is Keanu Coate, number 19. And that is Kane Womack. All right, let's take Chris from New Jersey. Chris, what's up, man? We're just doing a little bit of, film study with the players because, same thing for me. Like Antoine said, it's like a lot of the times you're just like, man, who are these players? A lot of guys coming in. I mean, just even that learning session right there, I think that even helps me out a bunch too. Oh, that was Christian Robinson. Thank you, Shane. My bad. Okay, so I will go back to the footage. This is Christian Robinson right here. Thank you, Shane. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Chris. What's up, man? Chris, are you there? Chris? Call back, Chris. I don't know what happened to Chris in New Jersey. Yeah, but let me get to... Okay, this is Christian Robinson. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Shane. He's linebackers. Good to see him out there as well. Yeah, I was like, that can't be Jay Nunez. So thank you. Made a mistake. So what you can expect today, Shawnee is asking, so at these like different practices, we don't get to see the special teams because they work out usually in the field house. The kicker is going to be Connor Talty or Tucker Cornelius. Those are some big shoes to fill or to try to fill, right? It's like, and we don't ever see the special team practicing. Maybe this year under Coach, Kalen DeBoer, but one time we saw they were practicing indoor, and we saw Will Riker like practicing field goals, which isn't. I mean, he's just literally kicking into a net, and it was like, everyone was like taking photos because it's such a rarity. Here is Deontay Lawson right there in a black jersey. And then, the inside linebackers look good. Number 11 right there, that is Jahad Campbell. This is Jeremiah Alexander. And there's Kane Womack working with the guys. Right? We're going to miss Will Riker like 1,000,000%. Justice Jefferson right here doing work as well. The inside backs. Coming up at 9, you have Ty Hayes from Round the Table Sports. And then I'll be headed down to the beach like at 11. Coach Smook has a video coming out at 12. Talking about the recruiting, which is taking place this weekend. And then he will have player interviews as well coming up this afternoon with the offensive players and offensive coaches. Who will those be? I know we'll have Nick Sheridan, Jamarcus Shepard, probably Robert Gillespie, and I don't know who else. And then on the offensive side, I don't know. I would imagine they bring out Jalen Milroe. Maybe one of the running backs, Kendrick Law for sure, Tyler Booker for sure. Kendrick, kind of guys that you're accustomed to hearing from. The beach we're hitting up is Rosemary. Yeah, so that's where we will be down in Rosemary. It'd be cool that, I always see people, who know me or whatever, just from the show, and it's cool to get to know those guys as, guys and girls, wherever you are. Like, Kyle, love the show. Like, I was at campus just recently, and people were like, yo, it was student. They're like, love the show. I'll go to Best Buy. Love the show. I go, I got a car wash. And someone was like, man, he's like, I watch you all day. I was like, oh, I appreciate you, man. So it's cool to see kind of the gravity of the show and how many people watch the show. And it's been great. But, yeah, we will break out to the beach. The weather, it is going to rain. So I would the interviews, regardless, are going to be indoors at the Mel Moore indoor facility. But I would imagine, practice might even be indoors today, just because I think the weather is supposed to come by 1. They're practicing at 2:30 today. This will be their third practice. I don't know if today will be full practice, full pads, but definitely when they get back from spring break. So here's kind of what to watch is you have another practice today, and then you have interviews today, and then they go on spring break. So they'll be in spring break for till the 19th, and then I don't think there's practice on we don't get an opportunity to watch practice on the 19th, but on the 20th is pro day. I got to write myself a note to send off for credentials. Rosemary Beach, Cynthia. That is where we are going. To send off creds for Pro Day for Smook and I. And T, I guess if she wants to go too. Pro Day creds. You don't really get like it. It's tough. Byron, what's up, man? That's cool. You'll be in 38, man. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people in the house. We're just Rosemary Beach. Probably like around that area. I'm gonna try to play golf at Baytown. Well, I am playing on Monday, and probably try to hit up some other courses. Then I'm playing in a golf tournament on the 15th. Let's see. Got my calendar right here. On the 15th and 16th, no, on the 16th and 17th, I'm playing in a golf tournament at Waverly. What's up, L. Davis? It's a 2-day tournament. So, I mean, last year I played a lot. I think I played in like 12 tournaments last year. I don't know if I'll be able to play in that many this year. Just, usually I play more in like, when the football season is done, or if, the courses make sense to go to. Usually they're like a 1-day tournament and I can play and come back. It just kind of depends on like the working schedule. But yeah, thank you, Kimberly. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're taking, my mom's going with us. The kids, of course. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. So, and the schedule is busy. I mean, this morning you saw, if you follow me, I'll put my Instagram, Mr. Kyle Henderson on IG, and then Bama YouTube on Twitter. Let's see. Chris, I think we got Chris back. Chris, what's up, man? I'm not sure what happened.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah, what's up? Good morning to you, man.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, good morning. I appreciate you joining us. What's up?
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm very happy for you that you're getting a little break and going to the beach.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy for Taylor, and I'll tell you why. When she was out filming the plane and freezing her tail off, I'm sure she was thinking, I'm going to the beach in March. I'm going to the beach in March.
Yeah.
So have a wonderful trip. You certainly deserve it. I mean, come on. It's been nonstop since the Saban announcement.
I know. It's been wild.
So, it's interesting, right? When we see a picture of him. So, you and I have spoken so many times about, Booker. I believe he's my favorite player for so many reasons. He's such an ambassador for Alabama. Before, with Saban, with the new regime, I'm staying. He's always on these shows, and he's so great, and I'm a fan. And and of course, you and I talked at nauseum about praying for Ryan Williams, and thank God we did get him. But I think he is the Julio Jones for Coach DeBoer.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a player who I am so happy that is back to Alabama, and I think is going to be a major difference maker for the season, and and such a quality individual, and I think it's like having a coach out on the field is Malachi Moore.
Yeah,
I mean,
yep.
That interview, he is so. Like I said, we talked about this the other day. These guys are still college kids,
mm-hmm.
but he is so. He's matured. And talking about his brother, and he's going to be the big brother for all the DBs. You can hear it.
That's a really great point. And the thing about Malachi Moore too is he's been that way for like 2 or 3 years. So, and I think that's a really great point. Like, he is not only like the vet, but he is like the big brother of that entire room. I've had some opportunities to speak with Malachi Moore. He has a really great story. In-state guy, came here, had an incredible, freshman season, right? He just completely balled out, made some plays. Then he got beat out by Brian Branch. He didn't complain about it, nothing. Branch earned did his thing, and then Malachi Moore, we've just continued to see him be steady. He's a great person. Kane Womack said that he's literally a professional, 1,000,000%. And you're right, Patriot life, if there's anybody that like really exemplifies like Alabama football, it is Malachi Moore. His parents should be ultra proud of him, and I'm sure the coaches are too. But yeah, I love that you pointed that out, Chris. What else you got, man?
Well, I'm just, I think everybody deserves to have some time, and especially you and the team. I'll keep on saying it. Run the thumbs up, fam.
Yeah, run them up.
So listen, have a wonderful trip. I try to get some rest, and we'll talk when you get back. So roll Tide.
All
have
right,
a great weekend.
Yeah, roll Tide to you, man. All right, thanks. Good buddy Chris calling out from New Jersey. We go back to the 936. All right, thanks for calling. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I line with and where are you calling in from?
Yo, it's Terrence Richardson, a.k.a. T. Rich, out here in Lufkin, Texas. Roll Tide Roll. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, what's up, T. Rich? Appreciate you calling in from Lufkin, man. I appreciate you sneaking in right before the end of the segment. What's up, man? I appreciate you being here, man. Welcome to the show, man, and take it away. What's on your mind?
Yeah, just want to, chop it up with you a little bit. I still got a little morning on my. I woke up like, man, I got to get right to the show. Let me see what's going on. But from observing practice, you see it's a new energy. How do you think the players are responding to the new coaches? I see, I see some new drills being implemented in, which I'm loving it, and it seems like the guys are open-minded to the Sport 2-5. So the players that we have, and looking at the spring drills, and people saying that we might go 8-4, what do you kind of see? I know a lot of things hadn't been implemented in. Then I see a few of the freshman DBs that put on some weight.
Yeah,
I'm loving it. Do you think they're gonna put on possibly about 20 pounds on the center from Washington? Kind of beef them up a little bit. I mean, it is the ACC, because I see Brockemore taking those first team reps.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, nothing is in stone. I'm liking Caleb Odom. He's looking good out there. I mean, I feel like he's gonna play that Rome Doomsday, kind of role. I can kind of see that, But yeah, and I see Curtis Perry look like he done put on a little weight, man, I'm loving it. But yeah, what do you think?
I feel, what's been amazing is to see that. So like right at practice when they let us out, like they have music just blasting. I'm talking like, it was kind of a combination of music, right? But mostly like up tempo, like hip hop, like today's music, and right. Everyone was like flying around, and it was pretty cool to check out, to kind of be around that, because that hasn't happened in the past before. You kind of went out, and the guys, you could just hear the coaches, you could kind of hear the calls, you could hear the whistles, whatever it was. But this is kind of like a new changeover, and not to say what in the past didn't work, but I think what's happening now can also work. Now you have to be able to transition this over to the field. But I don't know. It's like a new energy, and it felt good. I think regarding Parker Brailsford, that's a really good question, because clearly with James Brockemire as repping with the first team, who knows? I mean, I don't really. We list them as like first, second team people, but it's just it's like they've had 2 practices. I asked that question before about Parker Brailsford putting on more weight, and somebody said no, they actually want him lighter to play. So I don't know. That's something that I'm kind of keeping track of as well. Because sometimes, like, for example, like Caden Proctor, I felt he had too much weight on him. And I think by the end of the season, I don't know like what he weighed at the end of the season or whatever. I felt he was playing better by like that Atlanta game, but I don't know. It's kind of tough to say with the center. What else you got, T. Rich, before we move on?
I kind of feel like, as an O-line, that 305 to 310 range should be good. Yeah, that 350 and 360, you can't move, So, around 305, because, at 6'2", 275 pounds, ACC center, that's super light. And from the video, you can actually just tell, like, ooh, that's a small center. I mean, but like, man, I'm loving the footage. I'm loving the interviews. I'm loving Mo Linguist. You know, he bringing some fire and intensity.
Yeah.
Coach Warmack is bringing some fire and intensity. I mean, I know everybody's, wondering what Alabama's going to look like, especially under DeBoer, but I'm just curious to see if this swarm defense is going to transition over to getting Alabama to looking like Alabama. I love, Keon Keeley being moved down because, like he said, you can tell he's a good defensive-minded coach. Right off back, he looked at the structure of Keeley and was like, "Look, man, hey, he's going to be a bit heavier than what people think, so I'm going to have to bring him down." You can tell he's look like he'll be pushing that 285 range. He just his body frame shows it. Yep. So I love them moving him to D-line. I'm loving how the guys looking athletic out there, looking like they're putting on weight, bulking up. But, man, forever roll tide. Hey, y'all come check out these boys out here in East Texas. When we get a chance, I love to one day see you and Coach Snoop out here recruiting some of these guys out this way at a time. That'll be dope. Yeah. But, man, keep doing it. Everybody run up the likes and super chat. And I feel like, man, we're going to go deeper than what people think we are, man.
Hell yeah.
This new energy looks good.
Yeah, it's all good, man. All right, well, I appreciate you, T. Rich, man, and we'll catch up with you soon, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. T. Rich calling from Lufkin, Texas. And, that kind of transitions well because we bring in Ty Hayes, who's also inside for us right here on Bama Football on YouTube. We bring in Ty Hayes, man. Ty, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here.
What's going on?
Oh, we're just, we switched roles today. You're batting in the 2-hole. I always look at the lineup like baseball, baseball, and you always want. Ty, do you follow baseball? You like a baseball fan? The gist of baseball. I love baseball.
I know the gist of baseball. Yeah.
Okay, so and anybody who's coached baseball or played baseball, the 1 and 2 hole, to lead off is critical. I mean, you're not messing around on your lineup with the first batter because that really, sets you up for, the first opening, inning of the game. So what we want is a really good leadoff hitter. Your leadoff hitter, I kind of like them to play. See, Hattie Mae knows what I'm saying. I also like my leadoff hitter to be really fast. So kind of like a center fielder, maybe a shortstop, but somebody who has really good will. So the way you build your lineup is, and somebody that is most importantly consistent. Somebody who's not going to be late. Somebody who is going to get on base. Just get the show going, right? A lot of energy, maybe a bunt. You're always going to be on base. A good eye, a good take. So what you do is you put your lead off and then you have your 2 hitter, right? Who can basically move that player around to third or, to maybe hit a home run. So that's kind of how we do it. And then your third and fourth are your bigger hitters and that can carry. So that's kind of how we roll. So what we would really have, we could have Smook at the 3 spot and then Coach Sean at 4. And then you know who else in your baseball lineup, okay, who's really marquee is your 5th hole, okay, and that would be Merrill. You see what I'm saying? And Merrill, he's like a power hitter, but can also be consistent. So yeah. Anyways, I love baseball.
I actually just this morning sent Merrill my collection of all 22 from South Alabama and Washington, so he could start breaking down some Washington offense and South Alabama defense. So excited for him to get his hands on that.
Yeah, that's what's up. Okay, man. Well, Ty Hayes from Around the Table Sports, please follow him. Does a really good job for us right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And Ty, do your thing. And please enjoy the segment by him. Ty, I'm going to let the B-roll run for a minute. And then I think we'll get Coach Smook or T to add the graphic. But do your thing and please support Ty Hayes, everyone.
Welcome in. It's the end of the week. It's Friday. It's the day we like to have fun. And there's a lot for us to talk about. You already know every time I come on here on Friday, I love to do the weekend review. And what a week it's been. For those of you that have been around, for those of the undefeated in here who haven't hit the like button, go ahead and do so. All right, it's just like your morning stretches. You probably should do it. You might not do it all the time, but remember to do it. Your body will thank you. Hit that like button. Helps us out a lot, right? If you're in a position where you want to help out the show, likes, comments, interacting with us while we're doing this live. It is super key. Big shout out to everybody in the Undefeated. Big shout out to Kyle. Big shout out to T for putting this together, doing what they do, and allowing this to be a thing. As you can see, we've got practice footage. It is the true beginning of the Debo era. And one thing for those in the Undefeated that have been around for the past month, for the past, really at this point, 2 months, I have been bullish that March was going to be huge for Alabama. I have been bullish that March was going to be massive in terms of recruiting wins, in terms of foundational recruiting. And remember, foundational recruiting is very, very important. I always liken recruiting to building a house. And now with NIL, it's a little bit muddied, but the example still works. You have to have a solid foundation on which to build your house. And right now, Alabama is in the foundational stage with several top prospects. But with this staff, they're able to mobilize from foundational to winning prospects really quickly. And that's super impressive. We're going to talk about some of the names you need to be aware of. We also need to talk about what we've seen this month. We've already seen a situation where Alabama has won a recruiting battle. Practices have already started. You've already started hearing about some players who are really standing out, and you hope that they continue that trajectory. So there's a lot of good news. Big visits incoming this weekend. A 5-star wide receiver who raved about his time in Tuscaloosa from the week that we need to talk about. So really, the question is, where do we begin? So I think we always want to start with, whenever we're doing the week in review, we'll start with recruiting. Because whenever we talk about recruiting, that's one of my favorite aspects of college football. It's one of the aspects that Alabama fans have become accustomed to absolutely dominating, which, let's be honest, Nick Saban dominated every aspect of college football. Good morning, Eldon. Good morning, Kareem. Everybody in the Undefeated, thank you for being here. The rancher, Ty Hayes. That's a long time ago, my man. That's a long time ago. I'll go work on some ranches every now and then. But listen, I've been kicked enough by horses. I've been bucked off enough by horses. My feet are messed up. You look at my toes, they're in every which direction because I've been stomped on. I have a mark on the top of my foot that's like a permanent bruise from it. Yeah, no, never again. Never again. Guys, if you're out there, don't get a horse. They're fun for a bit. Don't get a horse. Neither here nor there. Whenever we talk about this week, Antonio Coleman recommitted into the class, and do not allow outsiders to insert their opinion in the manner that they did with Ryan Williams. Whenever you heard Ryan Williams recommit to Alabama, outsiders everywhere inserted their opinion and say it doesn't matter as much because it's a recommitment. That's not true. That is certainly not true. Not whenever the wide receiver coach is no longer there. Not whenever T-Rob is no longer there. Not whenever the offensive coordinator is no longer there. Not when Nick Saban is no longer there. That argument doesn't even hold water. And much of the same argument can be made for Antonio Coleman. Now, the difference with Antonio Coleman is Roach remained, which was huge for Alabama. But there was still a lot of new relative to Auburn, who had been chipping away, and they had continuity at the head coaching position, but still Alabama prevailed. The fact that you get him back on campus this weekend, we're going to talk about that. I love that. I love that you get him back on campus this weekend. I always think anytime you can get a commitment to come in with a loaded visitor weekend, it will really prove to be a positive. So, AJ, thank you for coming in here, my man. Horse equals money pit. You are not lying, Glenn. You are not lying. You're not lying at all. So, you get the Antonio Coleman commitment, and that sets up what was already, with that, you already knew this was going to be a big week. But I don't think Alabama fans comprehended how big. And what I mean when I say is this. Throughout the week, how many times did it just come out? It just popped up. Oh, so-and-so just arrived on campus. Just out of the blue. Just showing up on campus. Naeem Offord showed up on campus to see what the practices were about. You had several prospects just show up and then love what they saw. On top of that, you had 5-star wide receiver Caleb Cunningham come in, visit Alabama, talk to Coach Shepard, view practices, and he is raving about his experiences. Now remember, Caleb Cunningham comes in as the number 10 overall player in the nation, the number 2 wide receiver in the nation, the number 1 player in the state of Mississippi. 6'3", 180 pounds, not just to stand out on the football field, they stand out on the basketball court as well. If I'm not mistaken, he averaged 16 points per game last season in basketball, which isn't, I mean, like, this dude is an athlete through and through. The biggest uphill battle for Alabama in terms of Caleb Cunningham is lifting him out of his own state, because right now there are 2 predictions inserted, one for Ole Miss, one for Mississippi State. But if he's willing to leave the state to play college football, which at the point where he takes visits to states or colleges, I apologize, not in the state of Mississippi, you like your chance, right? You like your chance. Caleb Cunningham loved his experience. That was an unbelievable job of Coach Shepard doing, what did we just talk about? Foundational recruiting. Build the foundation. Build that foundation. And if you build it well, you are going to separate yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Alabama separated themselves. Now, whether they get this win or not remains to be seen, but they have situated themselves within striking distance to remain at the forefront of this recruiting battle. And listen, if you're a wide receiver, if you're a running back, if you're a quarterback, if you're a tight end, it makes complete sense. Coach Smook says he's coming. Listen, I agree. I think so as well. I'm interested to see the dynamic, but at the point, because someone asked whether or not he'd leave Mississippi, and that's a fair question, right? Kids go to colleges for different reasons. Some kids grow up and they dream of playing for their home state school. And if that's the case, that's awesome. I wish you all the success in the world. I wish you all the luck, the success on all of your endeavors. I know people who were like that, who went to play college football, who had great offers, but they had always dreamed of playing in their home state. It meant something to them. Now, where I differ is I do believe that Mississippi is big with him, right? Ole Miss and Mississippi State. I don't think you'd be going and taking visits outside the state of Mississippi if you weren't adamant. You get what I mean? Right? Like, at the point where he's taking visits outside the state of Mississippi, to me, that proves that it's not a done deal. Oh, I'm only going to be going to Mississippi State or Mississippi because I want to play for my home state. No, this is something different. This is something we absolutely have to watch. Smook says, remember when I was supposed to call you, Ty? Well, I got kind of busy on the... Yeah, I was wondering where that call was. First off, for those of you in the undefeated, I'm a little bit of an insomniac, right? Usually I'm up until about 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm awake at 5 o'clock in the morning. Usually I get about 2 to 3 hours, and a good night, 4 hours of sleep. But the other night, I don't know why, 10:50, I pass out on the couch. And that's the night, Smook, you called me. You never called me back, my man. You never called me back. But good to hear. Good to hear, and I think it absolutely makes sense, right? Shepard has been a phenomenal hire, a home run hire. There's a reason Nick Saban was after him to add him onto the staff. So we go from the recruiting visits. Now when we talk, because you sleep 2 nights, yeah, I was out. I was out the other night. And usually it happens like that once every 2 weeks, Jared. Like, I go through just heavy periods of 3 to 4, 2 to 4 hours of sleep a night. And then once every 2 weeks, like 10:50, 11 o'clock will hit. And I am just like unconscious on the couch until about 5 in the morning. And then I'm up again. And then it's right back into it. It's been like that since I was super young, though. So we talk about the visitors that happened in this CBD. Do I overthink? Very much so, Juwan. Very much so. I have a problem with, I talk fast, right? So my mind is always like going. And yeah, it's a real negative. Yeah. It's candy bacon. I think candy bacon sounds good. CBD infused sugar bacon. That's I do like bacon. I do. Listen, you caught me on the bacon. You know what I mean? Guilty on the bacon. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. Likes are completely free. It takes nothing. Hit that like button. I know how it is. You get here, you start watching, and it seems like something very easy to slip the mind. Be sure to do that as we transition from talking about the weekend review from recruits to the weekend review in terms of practice. What did we learn? Well, remember, It's only the first week. So everything we learned, take it with a grain of salt. Well, hold on now, Coach Smook. Hold on now. I think we're writing off this candied bacon a little bit too soon now. Hold on now. Hold on now. I'm a bacon proponent. So, listen, I'm not saying it's the best thing. I haven't tried it. Oh, no, I haven't tried it, Coach Smook. I haven't tried it. But what I'm saying is that it's bacon. I'm willing to give it a try. It's bacon. It's bacon. When has bacon wronged you? You know what I mean? When has bacon wronged you? Never. Never. My man, we need a joint stream, Smook. You and I getting candied bacon at the same time. Reaction. This ain't Arby's. Bro, we're talking about the meats. Listen, you think we're in here just talking about college football? This is a diversified portfolio you're getting right here on Bama Football on YouTube with Kyle Henderson. Don't say we never did anything for you. We're diversifying that podcast portfolio. I'm only kidding. Let's jump back into it. Stop it. Stop it. Can I ban a mod? Can I ban a mod? Stop it. I was hoping you wouldn't catch it, but you were too quick. You caught it too quick, dang it. Let's get back into it, guys. It's Friday, right? We're going to have fun. It's Friday. It's been a great week. Genuinely, it's been a great week. You got Antonio Coleman back in the class. You've heard rave reviews from the guys that visited. Not just Caleb Cunningham, by the way. Not just Caleb Cunningham. Good morning from Liberty Hill, Texas. Good morning from Denton, Texas. DB James. Or BD James. Boy, that's my dyslexia coming in. So it's been a great week. Let's talk about the weekend visitors. But you know what? Before we get there, we were talking about the people who stood out, right? Go on. Portfolio. Dang it, Jermaine. If I would have said that off the rip, I'd have wanted a gold star. And I don't mean I mean like a literal gold star. If I would have been quick enough on my feet to, instead of saying portfolio, said porkfolio, I'd have shut it off. It'd have been done. I wanted a gold star, some bacon, naturally, but I'm not that clever. That's good though. I like that. I like that a lot. Whenever we're talking about what you learned in spring, take it with a grain of salt, especially what you learned week 1 of spring, because there could be someone who week 1 was good, but next week they're going to be 10 times better because now they've digested what's being asked of them. Or maybe in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks or at the very end of spring, now they've digested what's being asked of them. They've gotten it and now they're excelling. So we're going to take everything with a grain of salt, but we do. DeMarco Brooks, happy you're in here. Thunderstorms here, rain here. Yeah, same here. Same here. My dog is unbelievably scared of thunder, so guess who kept me up all night. She won't go outside to use the bathroom or do anything in the rain. She's spoiled. What are you going to do? So what did we learn? We learned that Keon Keeley moving to what could be a different position. Now, I think this is very positive, and it really reflects on something we have been talking about extensively here, and that's versatility. That versatility is going to be massive for this defense. In the secondary, up front, you name it, versatility will unlock a lot in this defense, and especially given that it's a transition year. That's why Keon Sabb was so big. That's why Malachi Moore returning is so huge. That's why Keon Keeley is so interesting, because you want that versatility. If you can get versatile athletes around the field, you can min-max your defense to where you put together the most dangerous package available. And if that includes having for example, Yonze Pierre and Keon Keeley on the field at the same time, well, you love that Keon Keeley has the versatility to do just that. You love that he has the versatility to do just that. It unlocks another level to your capabilities in your defense. And this is why I said this yesterday. I said this the other day, and I'm going to say it today. This is why I have remained bullish when everybody asks me, how do I think that Alabama's defense will adjust from going from the base to which they were to this new 4-2-5 swarm? I am not worried because Nick Saban recruited versatile athletes who understood the importance of playing nickel defense, and they understood nickel defense. I'm not worried about transitioning to a nickel at all. At all. At all. Not one bit. It's 2024 in college football. I can assure you one thing. There's not a successful team out there that's not familiar with nickel concepts. It's not happening. Not in 2023. Not in 2024. Not in 2025. You're not getting away. You're not getting away with not having that, especially in a passing league. Duke Johnson going to look good in our 4-2-5. And another one, Jeremy, like a Caleb Cunningham, loved his time. But we were told this new staff couldn't recruit. I'm always a wait and see type person. I'll tell you why I'm excited about something. But even when it comes to the opposition, I'm always a wait and see type person. A lot of people wrote off Alabama as dead. Well, if this is what being dead looks like, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Biggest ESPN LOL ever. Good morning, Tony. Ronnie, different level. Lowest is $10.99. Yeah, they're different levels, Ronnie, and there's a lot of stuff. So you get some videos, some articles, stuff like that. I've wrote some articles. We do some joint videos on some things. We like to have fun. Patriot Life says, Celsius, that is good stuff, Ty. I've been trying to get them to sponsor me. I'm like, hey, I'm a caffeine addict. I already drink your product, but like, why not send me a neon Celsius sign that I put up in the studio? I'll rearrange my studio to where I'll put a Celsius refrigerator behind me, and we'll have your product stocked up all the time, and I will be drinking your product exclusively on stream. They didn't bite. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Let's turn our attention to what's to come. We've talked about the recruitment win Alabama got. We talked about the visitors that loved their experience in Tuscaloosa. We talked about some people who stood out. Keon Keeley, Red Morgan, right? Early young players who are standing out. Let's now talk about what's to come. Because this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, is loaded, and we're going to highlight a few names. Hunter Biden says Jamarcus Shepard and Debo need to keep reeling him in 100%. 100%. Haven't tried the new C4s, Rich. Never from the inside, sorry. So whenever we look at this weekend, we're going to kick it off with Juju Lewis. Now, we talk about this all the time. If you're someone who reclassified, and Juju Lewis did reclassify, if you're someone who reclassified and you remain a 5-star, you are a player to watch because that's tough to do. If you're someone who reclassified and you remain a top 10 player in the nation, well, you're special, and there's no way around that. Juju Lewis, after reclassifying from the class of 2026 to the class of 2025, is ranked as the number 9 player in the nation, the number 2 quarterback in the nation, and the number 3 player in the state of Georgia, and he is currently committed to USC. Now, USC is in a precarious position, and let's be very honest here. USC is making the move from the Pac to the Big Ten. And while Lincoln Riley has consistently had powerful offenses, no question here, it's the lack and the total disregard of defense that has created a real issue here. That, mixed with not being able to reel in consistent top recruiting classes. Yes, USC does great work in the transfer portal. They're not recruiting at the clip that Alabama is, that several of these other top schools are that are pushing away at Juju Lewis. They're not recruiting at that clip. Now USC goes to the Big Ten without Caleb Williams, and yes, I do like some of the quarterbacks they have on roster. I'm interested in them, but they're not Caleb. So you don't have Caleb Williams. You don't have some of the pieces on that offense. And oh, by the way, that defense was atrocious. Yes, you get a new defensive coordinator, but you're now supposed to completely redo your philosophy in the Big Ten, in the fire, Lincoln Riley. I don't know. I just have to see it. I just have to see it. I think Lincoln Riley, great coach. But I just don't think you can disregard defense at the clip he does and expect to win national championships. I'm very bullish on this, right? And the reason why I bring that up, Ronnie Jones, thank you for becoming a member. I saw the green text. I didn't see a little notification come up, but I see the green text now from where I didn't before, so thank you for becoming a member. Happy to have you. Happy to have you a part of the team, Ronnie. Happy you're a member. The reason why I bring up USC is, yes, Lincoln Riley does phenomenal quarterback development. That is not a question. Lincoln Riley has done a great job with quarterbacks. But if you are Juju Lewis, you have to look at the total picture. Lincoln Riley does not have Bill Bedenbaugh anymore. Who's Bill Bedenbaugh? The offensive line coach at Oklahoma that continuously develops great offensive linemen. Right? Like, I don't know how you would rank the top offensive line coaches in the nation, but I think he'd be up there. He doesn't have him anymore. The offensive line for USC was all over the place, and now they're going to a better conference. The reason why I bring all that up, yes, I know we're not talking about Alabama. We're talking about USC, but we're talking about a commit that's currently committed to USC that Alabama's chipping away at. Alabama now gets to say, hey, Caleb Odom is here, your former teammate. We have a lot of talented offensive line. In fact, yes, our offensive line needs a rebuild. We acknowledge that. But we have got the three of the highest graded interior offensive linemen in the nation. Pro Football Focus just released their top 10 interior offensive linemen. Bama has 3 of them. Parker Brailsford, Roberts, and Booker. I did read that, Jim. I did read that. We'll talk about that after we talk about the visitors. I'll go ahead and star that because that article was fantastic. Great article. Great article. So the reason why I bring up what USC is doing relative to what Alabama is doing is because if you're a quarterback, yes, it's great that Lincoln Riley has been a quarterback whisperer. That's fantastic. Kalen DeBoer is nobody to sneeze at in terms of quarterback development. We just saw what his offenses did. And what Alabama can pitch to Juju Lewis is, hey, we already have 3 of the top graded interior offensive linemen. Oh, by the way, Juju Lewis, you're on campus this weekend. So too is Ryan Williams. And had Ryan Williams not reclassified, Ryan Williams would have been the number 1 player in the class of 2025. Take it to the bank. You heard it here. Take it to the bank. Had Ryan Williams not reclassified, he would have been the number 1 player in the class of 2025. You can take that to the bank. How do I know? Because he reclassified and remained a top 5 player in the class of 2024. And they even asked, is he the best wide receiver in the class? Who was the number 1 player in the class? A wide receiver. That's not bias. That's a fact. And Jeremiah Smith was worthy of that. Don't get me wrong. He's a monster. So too is Ryan Williams. The fact that you had 2 of those cats in one class is ridiculous. So Juju Lewis is going to be there, hearing the pitch, seeing the vision, and seeing a team where, ladies and gentlemen, if we thought Alabama had questions, this is why I was semi-frustrated the other day. Semi-frustrated the other day when I was looking at some of these analysts and they're saying, well, here's the questions we have about Alabama. I'm not frustrated that someone has questions about Alabama. I think it's perfectly fair and reasonable to have questions on any team. Certainly one where the GOAT just retired, where you have to rebuild your secondary. You have to do some work on the offensive line. That's fair. What I don't understand is how I think there are teams with questions of equitable weight, and those teams are being lauded as like, oh, well, this team is almost a lock for the college football playoff. And I'm like, well, they have to replace a quarterback. They have to replace an entire defensive staff. They have to replace, like, relatively speaking, I think they have to replace more. Neither here nor there. There are a lot of questions at USC. That's why I bring that statement up. There are a lot of questions at USC. Is your defense going to get it together? Are you going to have an offense that works because it works, not because you have Caleb Williams going Superman back there every play? I don't know how much USC y'all watched, but it was mostly drop back. Our offensive line gets smoked. I have to now run around and make a play. That was USC. So if you're Juju Lewis, you have multiple different schools pitching away at you. I bring up USC and the questions there because that is going to be a part of the pitch, ladies and gentlemen. What Alabama can give you relative to what others can give you. Alabama can give you a lot of consistency, a lot of continuity. And I like Alabama's chances, especially with Caleb Odom being there, especially with an offensive staff, especially with Ryan Williams being on campus. But Juju Lewis is not the only very talented player from the state of Georgia. Travis Smith Jr. coming back in. Coach Smook has been talking about Travis Smith Jr. for quite some time. All right? That's exactly where I was going, Adam. Actually, it's crazy. Literally the next phrase out of my mouth, and I was debating whether or not I would say it was very akin to Bill O'Brien with Bryce Young. Except I think Bill O'Brien and Bryce Young had more firepower. I think they had far more firepower. And when I say firepower, I mean like that's a tough one. When I say firepower, well, when they had Jameson, they absolutely had more firepower. There's no question. Jameson, John Mechie, they didn't even have a Gibbs. It was a tough watch. USC was. It was a tough watch. Someone asked about KJ Lacey. What do you think about our chances at KJ Lacey, Ryan's quarterback at Saraland? I love his game. I love his game, Beard. I every time I watch his highlights, right? I don't know that I've ever seen one of his. Well, yeah, I've seen one of his full games because I saw one of Ryan Williams' full games. So yes, I've seen his full games. Love his game. He's an insanely fun player to watch. Alabama's in a beautiful position right now where you're looking at quarterbacks such as Juju Lewis, you're looking at Deuce Knight, a KJ Lacey. So I think they're all positive answers. I'll say this, Beards, if you told me right now it was a guarantee that Alabama ended up with one of those three quarterbacks, I'd shake your hand and go ahead and walk off into the sunset. I'd be like, cool. I'm good. Any of them. Any of those three. If Alabama ends this class with any of those three quarterbacks, I'm good. I'm over the moon. Especially with this staff, all good. I think they're all very talented. Very, very talented. So you have a Travis Smith Jr. coming in. Very tall wide receiver. Coming in at number 147 in the nation per the 24/7 Sports Composite. The number 19 wide receiver in the nation. The number 20 player in the state of Georgia. Which is kind of wild. Right? That you're the number 147 player in the nation, and you're number 20 in your state. We talked about this a year ago or so. A few classes ago, I believe it was the class of 2022, 57 of the top 300 athletes in the nation came from Texas, 51 came from Florida. So it's one of those things where it's like just loaded with talent. Georgia, another one of those states, loaded with talent. You need to maintain recruiting pipelines throughout the South. Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, Georgia, Florida. You really want one in California. You really want one in New Jersey, that East Coast. New York doesn't have much, but like in that New Jersey, D.C. area, Baltimore. You want one there. Yeah, I agree, Kareem. I agree completely. Caleb Odom. Yeah. They're teammates, or they were teammates at their high school level, and that's always a great thing. That's always a great thing whenever you can have that relationship. And then you have Ryan Williams on campus this weekend, and he can be in Juju's ear being like, hey, man, come here and throw me the ball. And it's like, okay, yeah, cool. I'm here. So you have Travis Smith Jr. We also have some defensive players we need to talk about. So Antonio Coleman is back on campus. I love whenever you get a commit back on campus because we've seen commits for Alabama be very powerful recruiters. Remember Richard Young when he was a commit? I mean, goodness gracious. He was relentless, constantly tweeting at other prospects, talking up Alabama, saying, hey, I'd love to have you here. Come home, come here. Like Richard Young was phenomenal as a recruiter. And I'm not saying he was alone. That's not my contention here. I'm just talking about a name that instantly came into my mind. And I'm not even saying that's what Antonio Coleman is going to be. I don't know yet. But what I do love is that a commit is coming back and that they are looking. Right? Do you know much about the walk-on quarterback, Cade Cruz? I don't know a ton about him. Oh, 100% Antoine. You always got to keep all of that in the radar. But one of the reasons why I think Deuce Knight is more likely to flip, it depends who pops first. I actually think. Which one of them is willing to flip first? Right. Mbakwe was a great recruiter. Great one, Kareem. Great one. Mbakwe. And the reason why I bring that up, Kareem, and I love that you brought up Mbakwe. Think of Richard Young. Think of Mbakwe and think of how powerful their influence was. I'm not saying that's the sole reason someone came to any school, but boy, did it help. Boy, did it help. The fact that you get a commit coming back whenever you have Zion Grady, who was a former commit coming in with Antonio Coleman, remember now. And so now, if you're Zion Grady, you get to come this weekend and be around Antonio Coleman, who you were formerly in the same class with, Ryan Williams, who you were formerly in the same class with, and it's going to feel like a big coming home party. Isn't Ryan Williams trying to get Jamie French recommitted to Bama too? Yeah, Jamie French did say something in an interview that Ryan Williams is chipping away at him. Right, proving my point. I always talk about this whenever I talk about veteran players. In a lot of my content that I release on my channel, one of the things you'll always hear me refer to is I talk about like in your experience in college. If you go to get tutored in college, more than likely you're going to be tutored by a peer rather than a professor because it's easy to understand information coming from peer to peer. It doesn't feel like you're being talked at. It feels like you're being talked to. That's one of the reasons why whenever a Keon Saab came to Alabama, you love his experience. Whenever Malachi Moore comes back, you love his experience in the secondary because you have all of these great cornerback coaches. But if you have the ability to have a player out there, that's going to be awesome. And I feel the same way when it comes to players recruiting other players. You can have unbelievable recruiters on your staff. But whenever you get players who are willing to recruit, it's awesome. Kareem says it. Kids normally relate to other kids. 100%. 100%. There's a reason why a lot of your college tutors are peers as opposed to professors. Right? Ryan Williams is going to have 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns in year one. If he has 1,500 in year one, college football is in a lot of trouble. That's all I'm going to say. Like, college football is cooked if Ryan Williams goes for 1,500 year one. They're cooked. It's done. I think the staff is pushing towards Cunningham a lot more than French. See, I don't know what the deal is, like in terms of how hard they're pushing for French Hunter Biden. So I can't speak in terms of relating the two, but what I will say is they're pushing for Cunningham very, very hard. I think they still want French, but it's just a matter of like, what do you want? You know what I mean? I think they want players that want to be there. So we talk about Zion Grady coming back in. I think it's awesome that he comes back in whenever you have Ryan Williams, Antonio Coleman on campus this weekend. I think that's great. It will give him a chance to see what this new staff is all about, reaffirm some connections, and I love that. How about Anquan Fegans? Number 34 in the nation, number 3 safety, and number 2 in the state of Alabama. So this is one I'm really interested in because you have the connection to his brother, but I'm also interested because we've talked time and time again about a hire on the defensive side of the ball that I'm really interested in. And it's funny because those of you in the undefeated that have been around for about the past month, you'll know. I have been for about a month now saying, hey, Colin Hitchler is intriguing to me. What he did at Cincinnati, how he recruited at Wisconsin, Colin Hitchler is intriguing to me. Well, it's funny that 2 days ago, Josh Pate releases a video saying, hey, Colin Hitchler is an interesting hire and highlighting much of the same things I talked about, right? He sees it too. Well, now Hitchler is going to be going to battle for Anquan Fegans. And yesterday evening, Fegans had a prediction inserted per on 3 for Auburn. Can you get him away from the in-state rival? That's going to be the question. So we're going to have to watch that one. Because the defensive backfield, though I really like the talent they currently have there, there's no question that that's going to be a massive priority in this recruiting class. It has to be. Numbers, just sheer numbers. You have got to replenish the depth in that room. And though the 2024 class did a lot in terms of replenishing the depth, you have got to make sure that that depth stays there, right? So defensive back is going to be a portion of recruiting they hit very hard in my estimation. Can Hitchler get in a big win for an Anquan Fegans? And remember, at Wisconsin, Hitchler was rated as a top 15 recruiter in the nation. He did that with Wisconsin resources. He was responsible for 7 or 8 of the 23 prospects they had in their class. The guy was doing some work, and now he's got Bama resources. So this is something we need to see. Anquan Fegans is a name to know. Last name we're going to talk about visiting this weekend. And this is not only the names visiting this weekend. These are just people who've confirmed on social media who really stood out to me. We need to talk about a 3-star from Georgia who I'm going to go ahead and give my opinion out there right now. He's not going to be a 3-star when it's all said and done, ladies and gentlemen. I'd bet 3 Celsius that he's not going to be a 3-star when it's all said and done. If anybody wants to take, and that's Luke Metz from Georgia, the linebacker. Turn on his film. Turn on his highlights and tell me you think that's a 3-star. The kid's got upside. The kid's got a lot of upside. Very high on Alabama. Ironically, before he was even extended the offer, I had someone in the content creation sphere reach out to me. I can actually check when this message came in. I'll check right now. Friday, March 1st. Friday, March 1st, I get a text. Saying that they think Luke Metz is one to watch. He's grown up, loved Bama. Bama extended the offer this week. And after Bama extended the offer, he scheduled a visit. Now, I think it's just now that the dead period has ended, he's now allowed to get to know this new staff, right? And we're now going to see what that looks like. Getting Dijon Lee from Mater Dei would be huge for this DB class. And listen, if you're asking me right now, a defensive back that I think will be in the class, Dijon Lee. I think Dijon Lee will be in the class. He loves DeBoer. From everything I've been told, he really likes DeBoer. Now, it's going to be an uphill battle, as always. But man, oh man, I think if you ask me right now, which defensive back would you bet in the class? I think that would probably be the first big-time name out my mouth is Dijon Lee. I think Bama's in a really good position with him. I hope, at least. I hope. But it certainly seems that way, does it not? Certainly. Brian says, Ty, remember when they said Bama was going to fall off in recruiting since Saban left? Yeah, the predictions of Alabama's death were greatly exaggerated. Keep that modern day pipeline going. 100%. You got to. It's one of the best, if not the best, high school league in the nation is that Trinity League out there in California. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Happy you came in here and hung out with us, Caitlin. Jeez Louise. Happy you came in here, hung out with us. Hopefully you feel better. Can't wait to see you back in here with the undefeated. Feel better. Todd says, Chakra Barner Mod put in an RPM for Fegans. And hey, listen, I'm operating under the assumption that he has information, right? Like I'm just going to operate under the assumption that even if the information isn't, hey, I'm going to commit, it's, hey, I really loved Auburn. I can see myself there. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and shoot my shot and put, that's cool. But it's a long way from over. And Bama's situating themselves in a really good position right now. So those are the recruits from this weekend. And listen, yeah, I saw that, Cash. Naeem O is a possible flip from Ohio State. I would say so, Cinco. I would say so. He's from Alabama. He committed to Ohio State. And in my opinion, listen, Ohio State's one of those schools. Dijon Lee's scheduled a spring visit now. Yeah. He's coming in and at the end of this month, no? Doesn't he have 2 visits scheduled? I could be wrong on that. Let me know about that, Deshaun. Let me know about that. Kind of like Ryan. And fair play, Todd. Fair play. Fair. That's fair. That's fair. Cinco asked about Offord. So my theory with Offord, one, it's Ohio State. They recruit really well. They always recruit really well. And so, whenever and if you look what they're doing in the defensive back in this class, they got Devin Sanchez out of Galena Park, North Shore. They have, if I'm not mistaken, the number 2 or number 3 rated safety in the nation. If I'm not mistaken, they have like 3 of the top 4 defensive backs in that class. I mean, it's wild. So I would say Naeem Offord is definitely a possible flip. And the reason why I say that, Cinco, is yes, Ohio State is a school that recruits very well. Ohio State is a school that's always going to be a tough flip from. But he's from Alabama. He's from the state of Alabama. He's grown up watching the Crimson Tide play. And we have to ask ourselves, had Nick Saban not retired, would Offord have committed to Ohio State? If you're someone who thinks that answer is no, then I would think that Alabama has a really good chance to flip him. Because Alabama just has to prove they're not going anywhere and your future is bright here just as it's bright there. I like Mo Linguist. I like Colin Hitchler. They've worked with really good defensive backs. So yes, I think that Naeem Offord is a flip candidate, Cinco. I absolutely believe that. Because I believe had Nick Saban still been on campus, I don't think he would have he was trending. Yeah, Todd, but I don't think he was going to commit this early. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion. Number 21, Great Kids Defense says, that's awesome. But yeah, I think that you could flip him back. I hope you could. The more I believe, not that I didn't. Yeah, 100% Kareem. The more you see of it, the more you start to believe. No doubt about it. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I thought so, Deshaun. I thought he had one in like June and then one at like the 22nd of this month. Or maybe it was April, the 20th in April. I can't remember. But I thought he had 2 visits already. Exactly, Cash. That's why I say like he 100% is a flip candidate. I'm not saying you will, but he absolutely is a flip candidate. We need a flip alert badge. That would be cool. That'd be really cool. So let's talk about our last topic. Let's talk about our next topic. And that's, could this be better? Now, this is odd to think about, ladies and gentlemen, because you're coming from the Saban regime. You're coming from Nick Saban, and things were as good as they could possibly get under Nick Saban. So to say, could these things get better? Well, that's a big statement. That's a really big statement. It's this month, Deshaun. I thought so. I couldn't remember when that spring visit was, whether it was, I thought it was the 22nd of this month. Sweet. Good to know. It's a big statement to say that something could be better coming from Nick Saban. It is. It is. But there are areas of the team that I think could be better than they were last year. Several areas. I'm going to tell you one right now that has no choice but to be better, and that's the offensive line. One, because you have to get better. Two, I genuinely don't think you could be much worse. I'm not trying to be funny. Like, the offensive line will be better. One, because you have to be better. Two, because I feel like the coaching, now you have an offensive-minded coach. The offensive line coach is going to get them right. I famously have felt like the offensive line was too heavy. Whenever I heard, oh, this is bigger than your biggest NFL offensive line, that's when I was like, okay, that's not promising. Because it's not like the NFL doesn't have the capability to get those guys. They're not. They're not getting them for a reason. They're not playing them that big for a reason. There's probably a reason for that, and Alabama figured that out. So I think it's fair to say that the offensive line is going to be better. I mean, if they're worse than 129th out of 133, boy, are you in trouble. Boy, are you in trouble. So, oh, no doubt, Kareem. No doubt. Kareem, I even think that we could take a microscope and look at last year in particular and say what Alabama accomplished last year. That would be very difficult for anybody in college football to replicate in terms of the inconsistencies, where those inconsistencies lied, and still what you achieved. I asked this the other day of the undefeated. When was the last time a team had a genuine shot at the national championship and had an offensive line that was graded as one of the 5 worst offensive lines in the nation per sacks allowed? That's wild. That's wild. Unbelievable coaching job by the staff. Really, it was. It was. Didn't end the way we wanted, but it was. What's our chances on Juju if I missed it? I'd say good, Smooth. You're talking about an offensive-minded staff. You're talking about a guy who has had quarterbacks excel. Juju Lewis is committed to USC. And yes, Lincoln Riley has done great things with the quarterback position, but Smooth, I went into a whole analysis about USC and the questions around USC. And the reason why I did so, Smooth, is to paint the picture. People have questions about Alabama right now under DeBoer. I have questions about USC. I have big questions about USC. What are you going to look like? You're moving from the pack to the big. You're not going to be able to disregard defense like you did in the Big 12 and the Pac-12 if you're Lincoln Riley. It's not going to work in the Big 10. Now, your offense might be a spark that the Big 10 needs. They might need that high-powered offense. It's going to give that conference a spark. But you're not going to disregard defense and succeed. Right? There are questions about USC. So I think Alabama has as good a shot with it as Juju as anybody. No doubt about it. Patriot Life with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much, Patriot Life. As always, coming in clutch, has absolutely been killing it with the gifted subs. If you find out you are someone who has been gifted a sub, it may have came from Patriot Life, and you should probably thank him because he has been absolutely killing it with these gifted subs. Thank you so much, Patriot Life, for all the support. Just imagine if we had... Kareem, you want to know what's sad? You want to know what's really sad? Imagine if we had a middle-of-the-pack offensive line. Give us the number 60 offensive line in the nation in terms of sacks allowed. Let's look at sacks allowed. I want to see who is number 60. Okay, so you had multiple ties for 60 at 25 sacks allowed. Alabama allowed 49 sacks. So you would have cut your sacks in half. Just being a middle-of-the-pack offensive line in terms of sacks allowed. Now, I agree with you, Kareem. I agree with you 100%. A top 20 offensive line, you're probably winning the national championship. But I think you could genuinely make that same argument with a top 60 offensive line. You give me an offensive line that's anywhere from 45 to 60. Who did 45? Who was 45? 45 was a massive tie. You're looking at like teams like Ohio State, Wisconsin, Cal, Pittsburgh. 23. I mean, you're winning the Natty with that. So it truly is mind-boggling to really think about it and really unpack that a universal truth in college football and in football, that's the part that drives me up a wall. It's not even a universal truth in college football. It's a universal truth in football from the second you strap up pads when you're young. If you want to win the football game, win the line of scrimmage. Easy. You want to win the game, win the line of scrimmage. So I think the offensive line will be better. I think the defensive line is going to be better. Now, is that a hot take? I don't know. Maybe it is. And if it is, hold my feet to the fire, right? That's fair. That's all fair. My takes are solidified, right? They don't go down. Hold my feet to the fire. I think the defensive line could be better. Now, you have to talk about how you're going to replace those edge rushers. That's a question, but I have famously said I think Alabama has the deepest edge outside linebacker, right? We're getting into the weeds of terminology, but you get what I mean. I think they have the deepest group in all of the nation, and I think that is the deepest room in all of college football. Keon Keeley, I mean, you just look at the guys from edge to defensive end, and it is loaded with guys. And then your interior, I think the interior is going to be better. I do. I think the interior of Bama's defensive line is going to be the best we've seen in a while. I think this is going to look like one of those Bama defensive lines where we're like, yeah, okay, this is Bama. Tim Keenan kept taking steps forward. If he continues that, boy, Otis is going to be fully healthy. Damon Payne has been putting it together. James Smith has been putting it together. You get LT Overton. You get Jan Zapier. You get Keon Keeley. You get Quay Rusaw. I mean, it could get nasty. It could get nasty on that defensive front. I think the defensive front could be better. And if I'm continuing that conversation, ladies and gentlemen, I think the inside linebackers could be better. Why? Because they just have a year under their belt together. Now Lawson, now Campbell, both having a year under their belt, both having furthered their relationship. I think the inside linebacker room is going to be better. So when we start asking the question, could this be better? You really start sitting back and going through these scenarios, and you're like, I think more rooms could be better than worse. And that feels weird. Tie the wall of hell no. I love that. And listen, if anyone disagrees, by all means, put it in the chat. You guys know I love a good disagreement because you learn something. Maybe I learned that I'm a little off in my analysis. I don't know. If you disagree, by all means, let me know. Disagreement leads to discourse. Discourse is overwhelmingly positive. But I do believe that this interior of the Bama defensive front is going to be nasty. Nasty. Really good. Really, really good. And I think the inside linebackers behind them are going to be better. Your secondary, listen, I'm not going to say your secondary is going to be better. I'm not going to say that. I think the secondary will grow into its own. I think it will be a fine secondary. I think you got a lot of athletes back there. I'm not going out there and saying you're going to replace 2 first-round corners, another guy in Jalen Key, who's NFL bound, another guy in Caleb Downs, who's going to be a first-round draft pick. That's going to take a bit of time. Right? That's just fair. But I love the talent in the defensive back room. That being said, I don't think Alabama is going to be a bad defensive backfield. I think it's going to be a good defensive backfield. And I think when the year ends, they're going to be trending towards a really good defensive backfield. And you just wait until next year. Oh, these freshmen, when they hit sophomores, they are going to be locked down. Alabama's secondary has a very bright future. That's why I'm so excited to see how they grow. Whenever you look at the offensive side and ask the same question, could this be better? We talked about offensive line. It has no choice but to be better. What about quarterback? Jalen Milroe continued to grow as the year went on. And this is not a shot at Tommy Rees. I think Tommy Rees did a fine job. I think he's very young. I think he's still learning his craft. And I think he's got a lot of upside. He's not DeBoer. No shot at Tommy Rees. He's not DeBoer in terms of offensive mind, in terms of quarterback guru. He's not DeBoer. He's not. So you still have DeBoer, you have Nick Sheridan, and you have Shepard. Shepard was the passing game coordinator at Washington. I think Milroe is going to be better. He has an offensive-minded head coach. William, how you doing, my man? I think Milroe is going to be better. He kept getting better as the year went on last year. I think it stands to reason that that trend will continue. I think he's going to be better. I think the wide receivers could be better. So what it looks like, I don't know. But you start peering around. You start really asking the question. And look at this through the lens of objectivity. Because it's easy to look at it through the lens of a fan and say, oh, it's going to be amazing. But it's even better when you look at it through the lens of objectivity and you're sitting there asking yourself, wait, could this room right here be better? Could this room right here be better? James Thomas says, bro, you lose a lot of credibility when you say Tommy Rees did a fine job. James, yes, and listen, Tommy Rees wasn't the best offensive coordinator Alabama has seen, but there were also a lot of problems within that Alabama offense. He was only there 1 year. He inherited an offensive line that was in absolute shambles. Alabama had averaged the 99th offensive line over 3 years. That wasn't necessarily a Tommy Rees problem. That started with Doug Marrone. You didn't have a great quarterback coach working with these quarterbacks ever since Sark and them were here. So you didn't have anybody that he walked into, right? And he had these quarterback coaches that he was like, okay, we can hit the ground running. On top of that, James, he didn't get to bring his offense. He had to call Alabama's offense because Nick Saban had to replace so many offensive coordinators that it wasn't conducive to success to keep bringing in new offenses year after year, which is why you always hear the famous phrase, oh, it's Alabama's offense. It's not Rees's offense. It's because it doesn't make sense every 2 years to replace an offense. So I hear you. Rees left a lot to be desired, right? But I also thought that there were sequences where Rees was in his bag and he was showing you like, hey, when I'm at my best, this is what I can do. When I'm at my best, this is what I can do. And in those moments, I thought that Alabama's offense looked creative. The problem was inconsistency. Whenever Alabama needed to be creative, they weren't creative. Yeah. But he's super young. Like he's only 3 years older than myself. I can't imagine running Alabama's offense. He'd never worked with a quarterback like Jalen Milroe before. Never even close to that ability. And so listen, there's no question that Alabama's in a better position now in terms of an offensive mind. But like, you know, he wasn't the worst offensive coordinator I've ever seen. I'd take Rees over Bob any day. Tommy wasn't the answer, but he certainly wasn't the problem. Yeah, it's like, don't get me wrong. I don't think it was the best offensive coordinator Alabama's ever had, but I also didn't think that he was an abysmal offensive coordinator. I thought that Alabama had a lot of problems with other aspects of the team, right? Like I said, I'm certainly not going to argue that he was some master offensive coordinator. I think it stands to reason that they're in a much better position than they are now. Or they're in a much better position now than they were then, even with Rees. Rees didn't know how to use law. There was a lot that our offense just didn't do, right? It just didn't do. Rees called the vanilla game. And it's wild because the games where we had a lot of success, you started to see the creativity start coming out of the offense. And about the midway point of the year, you're sitting there thinking, okay, now the offense is ramping up. We're figuring things out. And it didn't just end up that way. Jim Parker says about 100% about the Trinity League, St. John Bosco and Servite. Yeah. That Trinity League out there is ridiculous in California. Cynthia said Bob calling a pass on the third. Bill O'Brien was a tough watch. Bill O'Brien was a very tough watch. And maybe that's why I'm just like, maybe I'm a little bit too understanding on Reese, because I was so ready to get Bill O'Brien out of there. I was like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore, please. I agree, Janet. I agree. Hacker, this is probably why I feel the way I do about Reese, is because I think he's got upside. I think he'll be a fine offensive coordinator. I don't think that he was a fantastic offensive coordinator for Alabama by any stretch of the imagination, but I also think that I was so ready to move on from the previous offensive coordinator that I was like, please God, just let's who's next? But they're in a much better position now with Sheridan, with Jamarcus Shepard, with Kalen DeBoer. We can't blame Utah. Yeah, I disagree, Steven. I disagree, and that's fine. Bob's problem was burning the clock. I think Bob's problem was not adjusting at all. I think Bob's problem was everything was oh God, the route combinations under Bill O'Brien were some of the worst I've seen. It was so bad. That's where I didn't like Bill O'Brien, Steven, is the route combinations. Like, receivers had to get open themselves. You did not have route combos that were like getting the wide receivers open. Which, listen, this is just a matter of opinion. You know what I mean? Like, but that's the thing that I just was like watching Bill O'Brien's offense, and then I'd watch other offenses, or I'd go back and watch Steve Sarkisian, and I'd look at the route layering he would do relative to what Bill O'Brien would do, and I would just bash my head against a wall and be like, how did we get here? How in the year of our Lord 2023 are we running this uncreative offense? K-Law should have had 10 touches a game. I agree. See, here's the only thing I'll say, Steven. Jalen Milroe, so Jermaine Burton was able to generate more offense with Jermaine Burton and Tommy Reese than they had Jermaine Burton generate with Bill O'Brien and Bryce Young. Yeah, you hear that, Marquita? The offense was horrible. Yeah, it was. It was. And I also think Milroe looked like a totally better player under Reese than he did under Bob. But it is, but this is an optics or opinion issue. Yeah, Jared, I've watched so much of Alabama under Bill O'Brien. That offense was tough to watch. Bryce made it great. But God, that was just not creative. The route layering was just not very good, in my opinion.
Yo,
Coach
what's
Smook.
good, Brody?
Coach Smook, I'll let you answer this question.
What's up? Can you
Bill
hear me?
O'Brien or Tommy Reese? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Bill O'Brien or Tommy Reese?
Tommy Reese?
See, maybe we're just like, maybe what Bill O'Brien did with Bryce Young just left such a bad taste in our mouth that we're like, nah.
I
But
mean, how do you have Bryce Young and not win a national championship with how many 5-star receivers he had on the roster?
A lot.
You had J-Mo that first year.
They both.
You
Like a
had
Shane.
Mitch. You had Slade. You lost Ajayi Hall. Couldn't get him to buy in. And dogged him, kind of forced him into a rebellious stage at the university, right? That's the real backstory on that. I got some great insight on that when I moved up here, like talking to some of the equipment guys that's there. Man, you got like 4 or 5 of them that still kept over from the Saban era. That was one of the first things we were like just chilling talking about, like all the wide receiver talent And then he was like, just imagine Ajayi Hall would have been a senior this year. Like, that's crazy. Like, he could have been a senior with this group of guys. Come on, man. But Bill O'Brien pushed a lot of them guys out. Once that transfer portal stuff started kicking in and taking, it was nothing to leave from Bama. Because he was playing for the best quarterback in his era, and you didn't win a natty?
I just hated the route layering under Bill O'Brien. Like, and I think it was tough, Coach, coming from Sark to Bill O'Brien, where it was like Sark was going to put together route layering. And when I say route layering,
create mismatches.
Coach, you know what I'm talking about. When I say route layering, what I mean is how are your route combinations working off of each other to generate someone getting open?
To create a look.
Creating a high-low concept where the safety has to choose. Am I going to step forward? And if I step forward, the quarterback's going over my head, or am I covering deep and the quarterback's going to take the underneath? That's what I'm talking about. You didn't see it under Bob. It was just go get open.
You highlighted like a basic one that Sarkisian ate us up with
you remember you and I talking about it. The come forward
Texas
over
game.
Your head.
Yeah. And I mean, that's something simple for a college quarterback to be able to dissect and read. It gives you that level of efficiency that you want. And so, man, it's weird to see that he was a offensive coordinator in the NFL. Shoot, let me put my resume in if that's what it takes.
Maybe it would work. I don't know. The only thing is I know he's big with that route modification, and that's the rate that he wants to do it can be real tough in college, right?
Yeah.
Because you only have someone for 3 years maybe. And like you need to get down that route modification at the level Bill O'Brien wants to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is tough.
It's every play. You're telling, and this is my biggest gripe about it. Not that it can't work, is that you're trying to tell a young man from the age of 17 to 19, 20, right? To make the best decision for this play, every play. When I release
quarterback
you,
is on the same page.
Yeah, and make sure that you're on the same page as your quarterback. I don't know what that's going to be, but I'm gonna put you in a formation. I'm gonna pick a protection for him, and your concepts are going to be, hey, if you get this say we say strong left slide, we're gonna slide left. We're running play 2, just for to simplify it. We're gonna slide left with protection. We're gonna run play 2. All right, I know in my head play 2, I got a hitch, but if he's pressed, I'm supposed to run and go. What if he's in between? How do I break off? Do I watch my safety leverage inside, or am I just worried about this one-on-one that I got here? Because that plays into switching it's not just the person in front of you, because you don't know if they're in man or zone. So you got to make all of these split decisions, right?
Yep.
In the matter of like 3 seconds, and you expect that to be effective and efficient for former high school, now young college players. I don't care how long you've been in college. That type of concept or that type of play calling scheme is not going to be effective when you're running it at that rate. I mean, like literally, the 11-play drive, 8 of those plays are guesses. You know, everything but a handoff is for sure. You know, and he didn't like to run the ball. He didn't like to use our backs. So, yeah. Well, he had the luxury of Bryce.
Yeah, that's
was that guy. Yeah, he scored one of the highest grades on that NFL. Yeah, Bryce was just smart, man. But you got to think, it does no good if your quarterback. That's like having somebody build you the perfect car. You haven't even learned how to drive yet. You get what I'm saying? Like, here go the keys. Here go the car. You're like, where the keys go? So it's pointless. You know, it's like having Bryce was, I mean, the perfect driver, but you didn't. You got him in a car that's not even put together all the way. It's a car that can't be driven because the components aren't working together. You don't even have the wires hooked up together. You're trying to turn on the headlights, windshield wipers going off. You know, you trying to turn on the signal light. You locking the doors, popping the trunk. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it felt like watching. Even though it was exciting because of things that got created. I'll go back to one play in particular that really pissed me off. And y'all remember Christian Leary, John Mechie, that play when Mechie caught the first down to extend the drive, like we needed it to take the lead against Georgia. That play right there showed me that that offensive play calling style and scheme was not effective because Christian Leary should have came and sat under this doggone on his hitch, right? But in his mind, he could beat the guy that was lined up in front of him. But the key was Mechie. Mechie was key for that play. Mechie beat his guy, got in between the safety. You had Leary running his a third defender into the picture because that's what he thought was best. And then he gets pulled out the game for doing what he was told to do. Do what you see. Read up, make the read, and you got to be there. So that's what he did. And he did. Leary or Mechie could have made that play. Leary ended up running out the way to let Mechie catch it. So it was just small things like that, man, that stood out to me on the bill. But yeah, definitely Tommy Rees. I can understand why Tommy Rees struggled, because I've been on that side of the ball. So I would definitely pick Tommy Rees over Bill.
Yeah, Bill it's no secret, Coach. I've talked to you many times. You know how I feel about Bill O'Brien, right? It's no secret, right? I'll just end it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, I've taken enough of Coach Smook's time. Coach, had to wrap it up with you as always, man. Good time.
Nah, man. Look, you helping me because, today is a huge day. I'm doing all the coverage, Taylor and Kyle. They're hitting the road. They're going to not just on vacation. They looking to make some big moves for the channel, right? So they're a much needed, relaxation, but they're still working. They're still going to be working. You might see Kyle go live, man. Kyle, he do not like to not work, so but well-deserved rest. And the rest of the team will be off tonight too. I might hit Sean up to hold over until we get the live post game up. But yeah, man, it's going to be a big day for Bama football on YouTube. And Ty, as always, you're killing it, bro. You're killing it.
Appreciate that. As always, everybody, Coach Smook got you covered for this next portion. I will see you on probably Tuesday because I think I have someone coming to work on the house Monday. Hopefully I can get that situated to where they're not here. But if I'm not here Monday, we will see you Tuesday. As always, Coach, kill it with your segment. And as always, roll Tide.
Roll Tide, man. Hey, y'all, shout out to my brother Ty Hayes, man. Appreciate y'all for hanging out and supporting him because y'all know he be doing it. He be doing the doggone thing. Y'all know he be doing the doggone thing. Hey, y'all, so it's going to run a lot smoother today because guess what? I got my mother thing back, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. We lit, baby. Let's go. We are back in action. We set up. We got the setup ready, y'all. I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I got my little Bama jacket on that I had. I thought I threw this thing away. I don't know why. I thought I lost it, man. I like this one. Yeah, 1831. Somebody said, Coach Womack said in the interview today, he didn't know what 1831 meant. We had to put him on game, y'all. Had to put him on game. What's up, chat? Run it up, baby. Run it up. I'm about to start this call outs in like 20 seconds. I look like I'm cold. It is cold. It's rainy up here, man. I don't do wet. I don't do the wet weather. I don't do it. And then it was like 40 something this morning when I got up. And see, y'all be just waking up and getting on this thing. I get up about 4 o'clock. I go do a run or something, or I work out. But I always go outside before the sun come up. I try to touch with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I have my devotion time, and I'm making that a part of my schedule. So like when I come on here, man, I'm kind of like I'm trying to kick into my second win for the day. And then I'm also just trying to project my energy for the rest of the day. So that's where we at, man. That's where we at. How y'all feeling? Man? Hey, we're going to get down to business today, man. We're going to get down to business. We're going to get it popping. We got a little bit to talk about, but we got a lot to cover today, man. I plan on trying to get y'all some of that exclusive. We don't get to film practice today, but we do get to do the interviews, which is going to be fun. I'm telling y'all, man, this team, man, it just got me excited. But before we get into that, man, before we even jump on the shout outs, man, let's do this. From now on, whenever somebody come on, just expect the commercial, man. We have to show some love to our awesome sponsors, Residence Inn in Ocean City, Maryland, RogueShop.com, and Demetrius Maynard of the Maynard Group. We definitely got to start giving them their respect, man, because they really are supporting this channel, and I appreciate it. So here goes the commercial, man, giving a shout out to our sponsors. I'll be right back after this message.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Residence in Ocean City, Maryland. Guests can book at residenceinOC.com. Use the promo code LPR for special Bama football pricing up to 20% off. Also, go to therogueshop.com. Use the promo code Bama. You get legal CBD. For me, personally, I like the topical oil. You know how intense my workouts are, right? So I like the topical oil. I like to rub that on my back, whatever, after those cinder blocks. So go to their website, cruise down, look through their website, and definitely check out rogueshop.com. And like I said, I like the topical. Again, the promo code is Bama. Also, think about becoming a fan funder right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Become a part of the Undefeated as low as $2.99 a month. That's 10 cents a day. How do you do this? Make sure you're logged into your account. This is on a computer. You can also do this on your phone and look for the tab that says membership. Once you click membership, you can see different options. You can see an upgrade button right there to the right if you want to go through the different levels. We have fan funder videos from the staff right here at Bama Football on YouTube. Very easy to navigate. Let us know if you have questions inside the comment box when trying to upgrade or renew your fan funder membership right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And of course, if you want to rock that undefeated gear, check out our merch store located at the bottom of the videos. We appreciate Patriot Life, Cynthia, Antoine, Caitlin, and to everybody else that supports us right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Special thanks to our sponsor, Residence in Ocean City, Maryland. Guests can book at residenceinOC.
That thing on repeat. I ain't even know it, but we back, baby. I was like, whoa, why they going back? I ain't know we doubled up on that thing. Hey, let's get into it, y'all, man. Shouts out to everybody in the chat, man. I'm gonna go scroll back up. The first one I see my brother Kareem Hood with the Coach Smoop. What's up, man? How you feeling, Coach? Hey, listen, Kareem in the building. Y'all already know. Big Bama brand in the building. Let's go. Kimberly Harmon in the building. William in the building. Cynthia. What's good, baby? My boy William, what's good? Hey, I got glasses on. I look younger without my glasses. Yeah, I figured that. That's why I wear them. I want everybody to know I'm out there. I'm Uncle Smoot. You know what I'm saying? I'm Uncle Smoot. I don't want no smoke, y'all. Smoot don't want no smoke. I promise you. Smoot don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. I'm Uncle Smoot. Let's believe that. Hey, Auntie Janet, what's good? I see you in the chat. What's good? How y'all feeling? What's good? Everybody feeling good today, man? It's Friday. Y'all know it's Friday. The weather ain't showing Friday vibes, but that don't stop it from being Friday, man. I'm looking out the window. It's so gloomy. I ain't about to let that get my energy down. I'm telling you, I got some energy today. I didn't go to sleep till about 3 o'clock. Woke up about 6:30. You know what I'm saying? 4:30. No, I woke up at 4:30, and I went outside. Then I came back, and I just laid down for a little bit. Got back up about 6:30, started moving, started washing some clothes, all that stuff, man. What's up, Bino? DR334 in the building. What's good? Kareem, come on, man, run it up. We got 254 in the chat. How many likes we got on the stream right now? How many likes we got on the stream? 127. Hey, we gotta tighten up, chat. We gotta tighten up. We need to run them likes up, man. We need to run them likes up. Also, big announcement, y'all. Big announcement. For all my Alabama basketball fans, if you are in the area, I will have an extra ticket, and I will be rewarding someone or gifting someone. And mind you, these are free tickets. I just got these tickets donated to me. 2 tickets were donated to me from a supporter of the channel, and I don't have anybody to go with. So if you're a Bama basketball fan and you trying to go to the game, man, let me know. For everybody on TikTok over there, if you're on TikTok, come to Bama Football on YouTube. Bama Football on YouTube with Kyle Henderson. Come check us out. I'm live right now with the segment. We always live. If you're a Bama fan, you want some hot Bama news, pull up on us. You're getting a behind the scenes look at what we're doing. Not anything special. You don't get to see all the activity that the chat is seeing. But for my YouTube family, woo, we are popping, baby. We are popping. I looked at our ratings for this week, man. Y'all got this channel popping. Y'all getting the views up on all the shorts. Y'all getting the views up on all the fan funder videos. All the fan funders, we appreciate y'all for real, man. Y'all the ones that really keep this thing going. So without further ado, man, yes, the Arkansas basketball game, man. If you want to go, if you are going to be in Tuscaloosa, right? and you want to go to the game, hit me up. And I mean, and this is what I'm gonna do, because I've said this a million times, right? If you know who my favorite basketball player of all time is, and you want to go to the game, let me know. That's how we'll select the winner. The favorite Coach Smook's favorite basketball player of all time. I can't give too many hints, because then you'll know. Like, y'all will look at me and be like, okay, yeah. Smook, when your wife and kids moving to town, none of your business, Shane. Nah, for real, they'll be here in July, man. My people will be here in July. Bino, what's good, family? Yeah, we popping. We popping, Marquita. I told y'all, man. And then inside the Undefeated, y'all see folks trying to come on there. They be lurking. They be waiting to see who gonna comment. Yeah, what's up, Ronnie? How you feeling? Brian, what's good, family? Are you still mad at me, Smook? That why you not? Yup. That's why I ain't talking to you, Kimberly. Go, look. Hey, Kimberly, you I can't believe you did that to me in front of my brother too. In front of my brother. I thought we was tight. I know y'all be on there, but I thought we was there too. You just totally just forgot about me. Yeah, I'm in my feelings. You my sister. You supposed to be my sister. Let me start. Nah, I ain't in my feelings. I ain't even seen your comments, sis. Let me see. I missed you. I ain't say your name. I usually just, to me, it's like muscle memory now. What's up, Lax? How you feeling, bro? How you feeling? With that Michael Myers mask. That junk is so funny. I see those on profiles, man. I start laughing. Smook, do you agree that Swarm D is more philosophy than it is scheme? Hey, 100%. I don't know if you was in here when I said that a couple of weeks ago, but I think it's more so just a philosophy, a mindset. We're going to talk about that today. You see what number 3 is? Y'all don't pick my topics no more either. Y'all just done got lazy out there, man. Y'all just got lazy. I'm just playing. But nah, it's been real easy to pick topics now that spring ball is kicked off. So let's jump into it, y'all. I'm excited to have y'all in here today. Of course, as always, I appreciate you all. So let's get into it. Hopefully my mom and dad jump in here today. I wanted to give a special shout out to my parents, man. They've been real. What the heck did I just do? They've been real supportive of what I've been doing. I mean, on the back end of things. My family members, like some of my family in Montgomery, are starting to see the show. They're starting to see a lot of the clips. So because of you all, we're getting the exposure. Yeah, I had to zip this up. It just wasn't looking right for me, man. I like how it looked when it's zipped up, because you get to see everything. You know what I'm saying? And then I guarantee you, I'm gonna get a text message from my sister KT. She gonna tell me to do something, fix something on my face, fix something about my hair, something. I swear I got like 20 moms out there, right? 20 sisters out there that be trying to keep me straight. So Patriot Life, what's good, family? Appreciate you for pulling up. Yeah, man. Listen, and then what the thing is, we're working on some more tracks, y'all, to put on the channel for y'all. We know y'all like the vibe, the music, so yeah. All right, so check this out. Let's jump into it. Spring practice update. So today, the updates for spring practice is, the way I'm going to provide the updates, this is what we're jumping into. The way I'm going to provide the updates is today, I won't be able to evaluate the spring, the practice portion. I'm going to go out there early. I'm going to go talk to some people, to get some of the post-practice reports from some of the people that are able to view, right? Because there are some people there that just talk, not giving away schematics or anything, but just personnel, where people lined up at, how certain people look. We got some questions. CJ Dupree was in a black jersey, right? We want to know what that's all about if we can get that information. Also, how's Keon Keeley transitioning to being, a true defensive end, being worked in with the defensive lineman. Another thing, today we have interviews with the offensive players, the offensive side, and the offensive assistant coaches. So I'm thinking maybe we might be able to get a good soundbite from Nick Sheridan today. I'm pretty sure he'll probably be on the podium, since Kane Womack was representing the defense Tuesday, right? No, Monday. No, that was Wednesday. My week is going crazy. But Monday, y'all remember Kane Womack? We brought y'all the Kane Womack footage, right? Today, Wednesday, we brought that footage. Today, I think we're going to be able to talk with Nick Sheridan, Jamarcus Russell. I think if I think about it now, Mo, Freddie, Colin. The only coach I didn't see from the defensive staff as far as on-field staff is Christian Robertson. And I think he was in there. I just think nobody was talking. I'm telling you, Coach Rob, Coach Christian Robinson looks like a college student, man. He looks like he's probably like a red shirt junior type jump. Like he looks like he's just been in college for a while. He looks like he can get out there and play. So if they have that type of availability, y'all, I'm gonna try my best to get as much of each coach, because I think Milroe's going to be packed. You know, we're going to get what we can from Milroe, but I really want to work the coaches. I really want to work the room and give us a variety of what everybody else is not getting. You know what I'm saying? So, and then also, guys, any questions, man? You just text me, sis. Hold on, y'all. See, she always do it. I tell you what I need to do. I got something in my tea. Oh, you like, okay. So I did right today. Thank you, sis. See, now KT, this is my sister, y'all. This is my sister. We tight. We real tight. Like we talk all the time. We tight. That's my sister. She helped me. She's gonna help with like getting my wardrobe caught up. Cause for the longest, man, I don't know. See, y'all haven't followed me on social media. So I'm a very simple guy when it comes to dressing. The only time you're gonna see me dressing up or like doing something with my outfit is if I gotta put a suit on. Like I love wearing suits, but I don't want to wear suits everywhere. So I don't put any effort into like my daily get up. Like joggers, shirts. I might get a nice decent shirt, some straight leg jeans. You know, I don't wear the baggy stuff no more. Straight leg jeans and some nice running shoes. But she trying to put me on game, and it's a process, y'all. It's a process. I don't. She was like, bro, what you? I was like, I don't know. Like I just don't have a. Like my wife still dresses me. Like it's sad. Like she'll see something out and she'll be like, babe, you need to try that on. I'll be like, she'll be like, babe, just try it. And then I put it on. I and end up liking it. So, But yeah, so it's cool to have that type of support, have them type of people in your okay. But it's cool to have them type of people in your corner, help you stay hip. So yeah, appreciate her. Hey, Maddie P, what's good? Happy, thank God it's Friday. That's a long greeting. My fellow dudes and dudettes of the undefeated. You better not ever call I'm just playing. What's up, Maddie? How you feeling? Keep your bro in check. Facts. Hey, she gonna keep me in check, man. She gonna keep. Appreciate y'all, man. Hanging out, dog. That's what's up, brother. Appreciate you for hanging out, man. Southern Red Smook, so great hearing you ask questions in all these Bama coach player interviews we're representing. Man, look, I'm trying to represent for y'all, man. Y'all put me out there. Hey, I'm gonna do the best job I can. Ebony, how you feeling? Sis? That's what women are for, building our men up, moms, wives, sisters, and aunties. Facts. Same for our fellas, man. We supposed to be building our women up. We supposed to be building our women up, not tearing them down, not making them feel like property. Like I got a lot of sisters that's not blood related, man, and you know, I just love it. Look at who just popped in the chat. My number one, my only. I love this woman right here, my wife, man. Shouts out to my wife, Abigail. I miss you. I love you, baby. Up there in Virginia, she at work tuning in, man, at her new job. Congrats to her. She love her job too, man. I'm happy. Like when I get to talk to her on the phone, she talking about everything. But let's get into it, man. Y'all know I could get to talking and waste time, but we're gonna get into it. So spring practice update. That's how things are gonna go today. No footage from practice. The university will release their footage when they release it, and we'll bite off of that, you know what I'm saying, and use it and create content off of that. But tonight, there won't be any shows, any segments tonight other than myself going live, or possibly I might be able to get Sean on to hold you all live instead of having you waiting like last time. We kind of got a good game plan of how this thing is going to go now. And so we can't stream live the interviews, right? So I have to record them on my phone, get back up to the facility, upload them, then get on live and then talk to you all while those are uploading. And then I'll come back and start pushing out edits. So hopefully I'll be able to get at least one B-roll to go up on the live. And we're going to go from there. What else I was about to say? I might have to go get another phone today too, because I really want to be able to, well, you know what? I'll just stream it directly from the YouTube app. That's what I'm thinking. I just stream directly from the YouTube app. They'll minimize all the moving pieces and all that. So it'll be good. We'll be straight. So yeah, I appreciate y'all for hanging out. The Ferrari is on the road. Let's jump into our second topic. So y'all know this offense has always been, since Sarkisian came, we've always kind of referenced the offense to like something fast. Cheetah, the Ferrari, the Lambo, whatever. I'm going with the Ferrari. I'm looking at Kalen DeBoer's demeanor. It kind of resembles Nick Saban, just with a little bit more life. You know what? Honestly, if you think about the way Nick Saban came in 2007, right? 2008, 2009, when we started to get to see a little bit that personality outside of coaching, it kind of matches what Kalen DeBoer is. So you giving him the keys to the Ferrari, and now spring practice has started, and now the Ferrari is on the road, right? You're seeing small things. You're not pushing it right now. You're getting used to it. You're getting acquainted to it. You're learning how to use the new pedal shifters, right? Learning how to use those. You learning how to, if you want to stick with the traditional manual, if you want to get into Fast and Furious mode, you want to stick shift, right? You can do that. You learning the feel for the clutch, how light the clutch is, the touch you need to have smooth gear changes, right? And all that is happening in the University of Alabama football program right now. You're starting to see guys shape up. You're starting to see leaders step out in front, right? Guys who are taking the first reps on every drill. A lot of this stuff is just muscle memory, is introductory period, these first 3 practices this week. Because I don't know if some of you all know, they will be going on spring break this week. The University of Alabama is on spring break starting today. So it's kind of weird to have spring break right in the middle of your spring training. But I think that's also a testament to what this staff believes this squad is capable of, right? Or trying to challenge them mentally to see how they retain and carry over after having a little bit of time off. And what are you going to do on spring break? A lot of players are inclined to just stick around and use the facilities for working out. This team is serious about their mission, and they coming in to training with a chip on their shoulder. This is a scary team to have to deal with. But when I talk about the Ferrari, we talk about the offense. I see a lot of Jalen Milroe leadership qualities being like amped up to the next level. Last year is more so on a morale type thing. I think this year is on a knowing, right? I know what the SEC entails. I know what game prep entails. I know what to look for in the game when its adjustments need to be made. Like, he's in the know now. And so is a majority of that offense. You think about the guys that's returning. Jaden Roberts, Tyler Booker in the line on the offensive line. You got CJ Dupree. You got all the tight ends are coming back, right? All the tight ends. I think the only one we lost, who did we lose? Amari Knee-Black? But the rest of your production from that room is coming back. It wasn't like a mass production from that tight end room. So you got athleticism there. You got experience there. You look at the wide receivers. Kobe Prentice and Kendrick Law are probably the guys that are looked to as the leaders of that room, right? But you got young guys or new guys and young guys, and Caleb Odom, right? Caleb Odom, I've just been hearing positive things about this young man, not just with his on the field ability, but his willingness to do the work, right? His effort is there. The likes of Jalen Hale coming back, right? Jalen Hale, very quiet, but does all the play, does all the talking with his play. Emmanuel Henderson coming back. Hopefully he stays healthy, man. That's the only thing that's kept that young man off the field in any capacity. The fact that he couldn't maintain his health. And it's not anything that you can control sometimes. Sometimes it's just the nature of the beast. And hopefully he stays healthy this year and gets to see some playing time. Some names that we haven't been mentioning real heavy. I think we need to revisit these names on the offense is Jaron Hamilton. He's still on that roster, and I think he's poised to make a push to be a rotational player too. May not be a first string guy, but if he gets on the field and gets reps and gets targets, his productivity, his consistency will make room for him to be an effective piece to this offense. Let me jump in the comments, man, and see what y'all think about this Ferrari. Oh, we ain't even talk about the running back room. Do we need to? Do we need to talk about the running back room? I don't think so. I think we probably, let me think before I say this. Would y'all agree or disagree? And I'm going to put it, I got a poll. I'm about to put in the chat right now. I see laughing faces. Smoot, You going to the facilities today to interview? Kyle said he was going to the beach. Yeah, Shane. Shane, where you was like 10 seconds ago? I was just talking about that. Where you was like 10 seconds ago? I'll be working on spring break. That sucks. I won't be off to, Shane, where you was? I literally just talked. What's up, Brian? 256 in the house. I see you. Yeah. I'm about to put this poll out there for y'all. Let me see. Yeah. You working, Shane? Oh, okay. My fault. Look, that's cool that you tuning in while you at work. I appreciate that, fam. He said, yeah, I had just talked about that. Like, literally. But yeah, I'll be there, man. I'll be there. I'm going to be trying to get it. I'm running the show by myself today, but we're going to make it happen, bro. I'm not scared at all. I'm not nervous. I'm excited for this opportunity to try to prove that I'm dialed in with this team. I'm going to do everything I can to get the best content, right? You get what I'm saying? Hey, Marquita, you 100% right. I'm trying to guide sync on Algo and how to get his stuff out there at the right time. He get antsy and jump too fast a lot. Gonna get him right though. We're gonna get him right. Scuba, where you at, fam? What you doing today, Scuba? You need to comment on the room that's better. Oh yeah, I like that. Or you need to comment on a team that has a better run back room. You know? I don't see it. I'm strongly going to stand on that one, y'all. I think we have literally, because you got to think, we got 2 of the top 3 running backs in one class or in the room still together. Then you go and you get Daniel Hill, right? He's one of the top 5 backs in the nation. You got Kevin Riley coming over, top 10. Then you got Jam Miller, who's in there. He wasn't in the top 5 or top 10, but he's probably one of the most, he probably the second, if not the most talented, the most rangy, the fastest in that room, right? So I think it's no question. I mean, Georgia's running back room looks solid, right? But they're not as highly touted and deep as we are at running back. Like quality 4 levels deep. 4 levels deep. That's just my take. So what y'all think? We're gonna let the votes come up. We're gonna let the votes get ran up today. Shout out to all the viewers in the chat. We got 255 in the chat, man. 255 in the chat. I'm happy to be here with y'all, man. As always, y'all know we gotta keep that energy up, man, because this is a fun time to be a Alabama fan. This is a fun time to be an Alabama fan more than anything. A lot of people thought we was gonna fall off bad, but we ain't. To me, and Ty alluded to this a little bit. To me, I feel like because of the new era of college football, I feel like we took a step ahead of what everybody else is doing with the type of changes we made. I mean, something as simple as an assistant coach or your defensive coordinator tweeting out, sending out a video and tagging up a top recruit that's a high priority on his list, right, for his defense during practice, music in the background and everything. A recruit sees that. What did you see when that happened? He reposted that so quick. Kay Womack had that video for all of 40 seconds, and it had a repost on it from that young man already. So I like it, man. But the offense, I think, is going to be explosive. We're just seeing the Ferrari get on the road, right? We're just seeing this staff get their feet wet, starting to learn characteristics, starting to learn tendencies from these players, and they got the Ferrari on the road. It's just a matter of time before we get in and get at the line, and we start revving them up, and we start this race of becoming national champions. All right. Now let's transition to the next topic. Swarm D mentality. My guy, what's his name? I forget bro name. God dang, my fault, bro. It ain't even like that. Big Bama brand came in. Hey, Big Bama brand, you need to become a fan funder, bro. Look, you need to become a fan funder, bro. Jump on here, become a part of the team. Big Bama brand says, Smook, do you agree that Swarm D is more philosophy than it is scheme? I was able to talk with Tim Smith. I was able to talk with Deontay Lawson and Quandarius Robinson. You know, that to me, that's where those are the areas of the field, and Tim Keenan too. Those are the areas of the field where you need the most aggressive and most violent players, the most intense players, right? The D-line and the linebacker area, right? So talking to Tim Smith, he was one of the ones that I feel like they're embracing that whole swarm D mantra. But he highlighted, he said the difference between this year is not necessarily the style or where you align. It's about what you get to do. And he just highlighted the fact that this year he's going to be able to get after the quarterback more. It's not a lot of gap containing anymore. And we've been talking about this on this panel for some weeks now. We've really been discussing this. And the schematics not necessarily going to change. It's some verbiage changes, but the schematics of it, because honestly, even talk with Kane, listen to Kane Womack's interview, he said all it is just an extension of the 3-4. The way they set it up is just an extension of the 3-4. It's all about personnel. I've been saying this for weeks now. It's all about personnel. So with the type of personnel that have been recruited for Alabama that got handed over to him, it's like he's never had this much talent in those positions to be able to scheme up things. So we're going to see a slow developing process with this defense once the season starts. Not necessarily at a bad thing, but he's going to really take, good sizable steps as far as giving these guys responsibilities, because they have the same concept. Their defensive staff, talking to Womack and Lindquist and Hitchler and Roach, they have the same mindset that me and a lot of you all have. The less you do on defense, the faster your boys are able to play, right? The faster you're able to let players play. So yeah, I mean, it's awesome to see this mentality. But Bama Brand, you absolutely right, bro. It's not a scheme. It's not anything changing. You will have nuances to the offense. You will have changes and adjustments, but you're going to see similar style of alignments, right? You're still going to see similar blitz calls. I think you're going to see a lot more blitz calls. Kane Womack is a gambler, man. He's very aggressive. So the defensive play calling is going to resemble a lot of what you saw his dad do at Ole Miss during that Land Shark time frame. And I think we're going to have a good opportunity to see a lot of turnovers on the back end, over top, because of the pressures that we'll be sending. And keeping everything in front of you. You got guys like Malachi Moore, Devontae Smith, Tony Mitchell, who love to just come downhill and hit. So imagine those under routes being secured, those mesh concepts being secured on the underneath, instead of everybody bailing out because of one post going across the safety. Everybody feel like they got to bail out and you're giving up the underneath. So these concepts will keep everything in front of them on coverage concepts. And man lock is going to be a simple match bump style. We get motion, we bumping it. We not traveling, we bumping it. We shifting. We want everybody to get used to playing their areas of the field and locking it down. Too much moving around ain't always good, y'all. You do that at the professional level when you got 18 hours a day to practice, right? So yeah. Let's jump into the comments, man. Swarm D mentality, we talked about it. What troll hit no on the poll? Please comment which team has a better room. Somebody did. Let me get the okay, we got 57 votes. It's gonna be up for 2 more minutes. 58. Let me see. I think I could look at it and tell you who did too. I'm gonna call them out. These votes ain't anonymous. You didn't sign an NDA. Right? Nicholas Harden, how good are you, boy? How good are you, boy? Coach Smooth, what's the accountability circle Womack was talking about? So the accountability circle, so it's just basically those guys are around each other every day, right? And they come together and they acknowledge what they didn't do, who took a play off, or and it forces you to never get complacent. They have this, like I said, that's part of the mentality of this defense, right? Everybody needs to be accountable for what they need to do. Stop worrying about the next man to the left or right. Be accountable for what you're told to do, what you're supposed to do. And if you go back to 2009, 2010, 2011, 12, 13, under Coach Saban, those players, that's what their message was. I got to do my job. I got to be in my spot. I got to be there. I got to knock them out. I got to win this matchup. That's what it is. That's what it is. So yeah, I mean, that mentality is what you want for any team, right? But you put that mentality and have a bunch of talented guys, 4-star, 5-star guys, borderline NFL ready defensive players, because we got a lot of NFL ready defensive guys on that defense, y'all. I just want y'all to know. What was crazy is seeing NFL scouts at a spring game. And that's probably normal. I've just never been in the environment to experience that, right? Seeing NFL pro scouts at a spring practice, it's pretty cool. Ending the poll now, and then we got screenshot alert coming up. Y'all run up them screenshot alert emojis. Screenshot alert coming at you in 3, 2. Oh, y'all ain't gonna hear it because I ain't on that one. Boom. We got this. Let's put this up here. Ooh, we got 64 votes. 64, baby. And then you know what else, chat? I don't know if everybody can't see it or not, but I would love for these polls to get a lot more votes. And it's just we can't leave them up so long. So when we say we got a poll coming up, make sure y'all jump on there and interact with it. I mean, why not, right? So we got 95% saying yes, 4% saying no. And I don't think the 95% is sunshine pumping either. I named all the running backs in that room, y'all. I named all the running backs in that room. Where's the visor, Smook? In the washer. In the washer. Look, I accidentally put it in the washer, man. So all my hats that I had from storage, I have them getting clean right. Oh, I was about to say, y'all heard that buzzing? That's the dryer. So I was like, whoa, I thought my sound was going crazy. But nah, so yeah, what I was about to say. Yeah, so the visor, I got mixed up with all the clothes I took downstairs this morning, and I got thrown in the washer. So I just let it, it ain't gonna hurt nothing washing it. But yeah, I do have that ticket though. I do have that ticket. You know what's crazy, y'all? I'll be at the sign-in tomorrow. I'm gonna be on campus all day tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna try to talk to Kyle and do like a day on campus with Bama football on YouTube. Y'all think that'll be cool if I did like a vlog type for the channel? Not my channel, but for Bama football on YouTube. If we did a vlog like day, if I can get a mobile phone charger, I'll do it for sure. I think that'll be cool. Don't you think so, Southern Red? I think so. Let me see. Let me pull it out. Because I'll call Kyle after the segment and see what's up. Y'all vote on that. Let me know what y'all think. Another poll up, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. That one won't stay up as long. While we transition to our next topic right here. Here we go. Now, what to expect from today? I kind of went over it earlier. But what we expect from today is just a lot. And let's start from the practice standpoint. So this is day 3. This is the day before, they probably should be today. They might be in shells again, right? Because this is the 3rd practice. You have to have 3 practices before you go full pad. So today they'll start probably working the technique with wrapping up, starting to work the shoulder pads, getting guys used to getting hit, getting reacquainted again, taking hits or whatever pops. You'll see a lot of popping. We might get some intense stuff today, right? I expect it to be intense at practice. But as far as schedule wise, you're going to see them start to build more onto introducing the phase 1 of both offense and defense and what guys need to be ready to do when they come back from spring break. And that's when the true evaluation is going to start, because I think that's a big telltale of who's going to be able to fight for starting reps, right? Who's going to be on that first team depth chart. Whoever can retain all of this that's being implemented right now during these early days of spring, whoever can come out and retain and carry over, right? And whoever takes the extra initiative to work their craft on their own, instead of waiting for the coaches to tell you to get in and practice. Like, I would love to see something like what Jalen Miro did with the receivers last year, except it'll be cool to have not just Miro and some of the receivers. It'll be cool to have all the quarterbacks and all the receivers. Get the center out there. I wish Seth McLaughlin would have went to Florida with Jalen last year. We probably wouldn't have had a lot of the sacks and a lot of crazy stuff we had this past year. So who's going to step up and be a leader? and push that type of message, I think that'll benefit this team. Got a lot of young guys in the secondary. Imagine Malachi Moore taking these guys and they go to Pensacola, or they go to, because these boys got it now. They got the money like that. So imagine them going to like Texas somewhere, because Florida, footwork doctor, you know what I'm saying? The footwork guru. If all them go and do 3 or 4 training sessions with this guy, bring that stuff back to campus next week and just continue to carry it over, I think that benefits the team. Look at the defensive line. We already saw a lot of our D-line and O-line going to their personal trainers this offseason before spring training. Wilkin Formby is one that I'm excited about, man. I can't wait to see him get on the field, to see him at the right tackle with that first group. Not saying that's a telltale sign or anything, but that to me as a coach and knowing how spring trainings are usually ran, that's a big thing for him. I like that. I like him being in that first group. What we got here? The university usually sends emails saying when the tickets will be released. Oh, talking about for the season? I'm in the 4%. I want us to have the best running back during the season. Bama has had, wait, time out. Defense, I'm about to get on your neck. I'm in the 4%. I want us to have best running back during the season. Bama has had the best room for some years now, but it has not transmitted onto the field via play calling and utilization. So can we debate real quick, chat? Can I debate real quick? And I'm not fussing. I don't disagree with you, D-Fan. So I know, and I think you know me enough to know that what we about to jump into is not me attacking you or anything. We're just having a solid debate. All right. So D-Fan, I gotta pull up some graphics right here. I gotta pull up some graphics. I gotta pull up some graphics right here, man. Just so we could put you on, man, because a lot of people are mistaken that this offense doesn't run the ball, right? Let me go to this one. I like this one. Excuse me, y'all. I'm doing my whole little sniffy junk in y'all ear. All right, here we go. I'm going to just pull up these stats first as we dive into a lot of stuff more deeper. All right, pause. Oh, man. Y'all be getting me in trouble, too. Here we go. Uh-oh. Did it take? Okay, it did. Boom, here we go. Let's talk about this defense. You see this number right here? You see this number with this young man right here? That don't just happen by accident, son. Son. I just say son because that's what I say to my players. But that don't happen by accident, defense. Yeah, but that don't happen by accident. That's play design. You talking about this back was the primary back, right? He's not the caliber, and we saw him in action at Mississippi State. He is not the caliber of Jam Miller. He's not the caliber of Justice Haynes. He's not the caliber back as even Richard Young. I would even say Richard Young. He reminds me, and he's built like Daniel Hill. You look at him, and he's built like Daniel Hill. He gets the same type of build up in his run style, right? Pad level is strong. So if Dylan Johnson can grow in this offensive scheme and be successful in the run game in his first year under it, I think we're poised to have a solid showing from our running backs, especially with Kalen DeBoer wanting to make sure Miro is getting this thing locked in, right? One thing I'm excited about. I'm about to pull this other graphic up here. I'm gonna screenshot this because this is what I'm really excited about. Because I feel like we have this luxury here. Did it switch up for y'all? I think we have this luxury here, y'all. You see how Dylan Johnson had to have 233 of those carries, right? They say rushing attempts. But yeah, he had 233 of those for 1,100. Look at his average, 5.1. If you go look at Justice Haynes' average from last year with the few amount of carries he had, mind you, he had 6 or 7 in meaningful game time, right? The rest were in garbage time. His average is 6.4, I believe. I'm gonna go double check. As a matter of fact, Jared, if you're in the chat, Jared, and you're able to, can you do that for me? You get what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I'm feeling. That's why I say we're going to have the best running back room. I'm going to stand on that. I know you probably doubting, but for these reasons why things carry over when it comes to your run game, and you got one of the best run game design guys on your offensive line, and and Chris Kapovic. And I think that I said his name. But Coach Cap is one of those guys that can scheme up the run game. And with Kalen DeBoer right there telling them what type of blocking schemes there is, the athleticism of the offensive line, especially the interior, who we're going to see pulling a lot. Booker and Jaden Roberts are going to have a lot of pancakes this year. They're going to be able to eat a lot of pancakes this year. We're going to have to get a lot of syrup for them boys because they're going to be getting it. So you look at how much production this young man had. He had 1,100 of the 1,700 yards, rushing yards that this offense had. Look at the backs behind him. 33 carries, 44 carries, 200, 180. They still had solid production in the carries, right? Jeremy Bernard and the jet sweeps didn't have as much, right? He didn't get a lot. A lot of people are kind of overhyping Jeremy Bernard right now. I'm not going to overhype him, but I think he's going to be a solid addition. I don't think he's going to be a key guy. I think he's going to be a solid addition. We probably won't see him get fully acquainted until probably like week 6, week 7 of how he's going to fit into this offense, because there are key guys there that provide the same attributes he does. 6.7, and that was the true freshman Justice Haynes, right, Jared? Appreciate that, undefeated. Yeah, defense, and I 100% agree with you. I have said the same thing for years. And this is a personal statement for me, man. I feel for Jace McClellan. I feel for Roydell Williams. I feel for those guys. Jahmyr Gibbs, I feel for those guys because Jace and Roydell were ready. Even when the year they both got injured, they both had the same injury. But those guys were ready as freshmen. If you go watch Jace McClellan's highlight film from high school, there's no way Jace McClellan shouldn't have had averaged at least 800 plus a year. And then this past year, because of the way the offense struggled, we should have gave him the ball a lot more earlier and often. He and Roydell would create lanes, man. They would create space for the passing game, and Tommy Rees would go from it. And that all comes with being an inexperienced coordinator, right? Being a young coordinator, but also not just understanding what your team needs to develop, right? I think you run a read option game with Miro and those two backs last year, spelling with Justice Haynes and Jam Miller. Like, there's no way that is hard to stop that. You can fill the box up, but we seen that our guys on the perimeter can win one-on-ones. Give us max protection with 12-man look, right? Give us max pro with the 12-man personnel, right? And eat the run game up to cause those safeties and those corners to play tight, play closer in the box, to walk the safeties down, right? And then you start letting Miro throw bombs to Burton and all those guys. We did it some games, but a lot of games we were just so inconsistent with that play calling, and it bit us in the butt. So let's jump in the chat, y'all. Let's jump in the chat. What time is it? Yeah, let's jump in the chat. We got about 10 minutes before we got to get up out of here. Hey, Jimmy Brown, appreciate you for joining the team family, joining the fan funders. You are greatly appreciated here. We take we don't take it for granted when people join, when they become members of the channel. We definitely appreciate what you're doing, man. And yes, man, congrats to you for being a member of the team. We love what when you all support us the way you do, and we appreciate you. And roll tide, my guy. Roll tide. So let's jump into it. I can't see I blocked that troll. You did? That's a troll? Well, we got a troll in here. Where the trolls at? Where the trolls at? I ain't seen no troll today. My troll's blocked from the channel. I blocked them all the way. We're not dealing with trolls no more. The disrespectful trolls. You got to be a good troll to troll us, right? Smooth. Better year, Keenan or Otis? It depends on what you define better. What you got to define better. You got to be more exact with that better role. I mean that better word. What's up, Kay? My sister Kristen in the chat too. Kristen and KT. I was getting look. I used to call Kristen, right, and be calling her KT, and I would call KT because they sound similar on the phone too, and they fuss at me. They bully me, both of them. I don't do no blocking. That takes too much energy. Nah, I bump that. I block them. Fam. Cause social media give people this false sense of confidence, man. Hats off to Dylan Johnson. Dude played injured for his boys last few games. Our guys are more talented than DJ, but I do hope they had his. Hey, listen, if you haven't watched Justice Haynes' film from high school, then and I know you probably have. That's a tough young man, but Richard Young is a tough runner, and he can break away. So I can't wait to see it. I think they possess that mentality. Great comment, man. Great comment. If Alabama stick to the run, we beat Michigan easily. If Alabama gives Justice Haynes the ball four times in a row on the drive where he came in at, we beat Michigan. Kristen, y'all do be bullying me. Nah, don't be in here trying to act like y'all nice. They be bullying me, y'all. They be yelling at me. They be talking about me. They be beating on me. I'm a lion, huh? Let the trolls troll. They gotta hate on greatness. Listen, and that's cool, but don't troll here. You know, go somewhere else and be a horrible troll. We don't want your trolling here. We trying to we want to talk Bama football, right, Steve? You know that I'm telling you, I was trying. Cinco, right? Right? Don't they be bullying me? Cinco was on the phone one day. He heard it. Yup, he heard it. Y'all funny, man. X. How do we say that? How do we say that, sis? X again, right? X again. Ain't winning ish this year or no time soon. Hey, don't speak too soon. They bringing back a lot of what they needed. They bringing back a lot of it. So hopefully, it's just a quarterback failure, because if that defense looks like it did last year, they gonna give that conference some more problems. I don't know how, but watching you on my TV, I'm watching you on my TV, but on my phone, collars on. Maybe something to look into. No, King Mario. If on your phone collars on, you need to hit the live button. Make sure you hit. It's like if you see the word live at the bottom of the screen, tap that, and it'll take you all the way to the front to the live segment. See, bullying. Bullying. That's what she does, man. KT is a bully. She's strong. You know, she's very athletic. She's a bully. She uses her strength to her advantage, and she bullies. Shout out to Bama, but we run college football now. Whoa. Ananias, come on, for real. Wait, you can't be serious. Time out. I gotta stop the music. Hold on, y'all. Hold up, time out. I needed this one. Tell me if you're serious or not. Ananias, I need to know. We're gonna stop. We're gonna hold the show up just for you. Are you serious? You really think Oregon is college football now? Please tell me you're serious. Well, please tell me you're not serious. Please tell me you're just joking. You're a fan. You gonna believe in your team. Just say you believe in your team. Just say that, and then I can let you slide. Please, Ananias. Don't take forever to comment, please. Oh, come on. Yes, he really talking about it. Oh, all right, dead serious. We just added all the talent we needed. We finna smash the Big Ten. So, do you understand what you just said? Y'all couldn't even handle your conference last year. And y'all had the best roster in that conference last year. And you're telling me you going to a conference that thrives on defense, right? A conference that thrives on defense. They may not have a lot of offense, but they thrive on defense. Y'all are about to be the Texas Tech of the Big 12. Of the Big 10. Y'all going to be the Texas Tech of the Big 10. That's what's about to happen to Oregon. Oregon and USC are about to become very irrelevant when it comes to recruiting. I guarantee it. Y'all got Dylan Gabriel up there playing quarterback for y'all. Psh, done. You're cooked, Oregon. You are cooked. What's the duck sauce? That y'all ever had some duck? Some roasted duck? It don't taste like chicken. And the texture is horrible. No wonder their team is garbage. Kalen DeBoer y'all the reason why Kalen DeBoer got so much hype, got so much recognition. He handled y'all twice, and y'all had this supposed to be Heisman quarterback, all this offense, bro. Where's y'all natty at? Tell me that. Do we got to go back more than 10 years? Find me a natty. Find me a natty there, Ananiah. DeBoer beat you twice. Don't matter what he beat you by. With a less talented team. He didn't have the defensive recruits you had. He didn't have all the transfer guys like you had last year. If you banking on transfers, you see what that did to you last year. You didn't even win your conference. You didn't win the Pac-12 the last two years. Kalen DeBoer came over there and just pushed y'all off to the side. Dan Lannon is not going to be able to recruit in that conference. Dan Lannon will be back in the SEC in the next 3 years. If he doesn't go to the league, Dan Lannon will be back in the SEC. He won't be able to. I mean, it's so much stack against them. Y'all win 7-8 games. Oregon gonna be at 8-5. They're not. Oregon might be 8-4. It's because they play 12 regular games. Oregon might go 8-4. Oregon gonna lose at least 3 minimum. Yeah. Duck sauce is the Chinese food. Yeah, man. That's what them boys is. They duck sauce. Duck juice. Oregon hasn't won anything. Sport. Yeah, I think Ananias misspelled reach. 3 times in 2 years, right? But he beat him twice last year. That's what I was alluding to, Deshaun. I mean, so Ananias, I want you to comment. What's Oregon's record going to be? Just for amusement purposes. I feel like you about to take this one. Let me take a sip before you post. Ananias, tell me what Oregon record gonna be. Come on, man. Don't hide now. At the UW Oregon game, Penix. Boy. All right. He's officially on some good stuff. He's on some real good. Ohio State, your only challenge. Do you understand that Ohio State was probably the second, third best team in that conference right now? They probably the second or third best team in that conference right now. And the only reason I say that because they went out and got Will Rogers. They went out and got Will Rogers to be their quarterback. And they have Julian Sand up there. I don't think he's ready for the college level. Who's their other quarterback options? They gonna run into the same thing they had last year. Bunch of wide receiver options, no quarterback. Nobody want to come play up there. Last time y'all played Ohio State, they didn't have a freaking top 10 defense either. Last time y'all played Ohio State, they didn't have a top 10 defense either. And last time you played Ohio State, I believe they were actually down 7 starters when y'all beat them. And y'all didn't wax the flow with them. Y'all struggled. So your cook buddy, Smoot, pull up oregano. Or I don't even want to talk about it, man. We ain't gonna hang out that long today. I got to go over to the campus. I got to handle some things and then get to the campus and start getting set up. So, y'all, it's been fun, man. No reality to reach today. We'll kick that back up probably depending on what we have to do for content tomorrow. I ain't gonna pull it today. We're gonna keep all that in mind. Will Howard, he ain't hitting on nothing. Will Howard from Mississippi State, right? I mean, from Kansas State, right? They both trash. Him and Rogers, Will Howard, they both trash. I don't care. They both trash. Both of them named Will. Both of them trash. And I don't care. All I know is that Oregon ain't beating him. That's the sad part about it. He's trash, and Oregon's not going to beat him. That's the sad part about it. Talking about a natty. Wait, Bama fans said talk about a natty and what, wiffle ball? Them jokers they gonna get a natty and doggone, what's that, water polo? What's that, when they be in the water doing the, choreographed stuff, like in the water? What is that called? I see Oregon getting a natty in that. They might get a national championship in that. Ananiah, how old are you? I feel like you probably 12. So if you're 12, I commend you for cheering for your team. Synchronized swimming. There you go, KT. Oregon got a fire synchronized swimming team, man. They got a fire synchronized swimming team. They could win the natty in that. They got all the top recruits of synchronized swimming. They got all of them. They recruited them. They probably the only college that really takes that serious, right? Them boys it, man. Let's bet on it. How much you want to bet? Put it in the chat if you really about it. I'm just saying, I'm a betting man. I like to bet. I put 50 on it just so I don't hurt your feelings. 50 that Oregon doesn't win 10 games this year. I put 50 on it that Oregon doesn't win 10 games this year.
Do you accept? Good. Do you accept?
Let's bet 50. Oh, I bet 50 more on that. I bet y'all lose to Ohio State.
Do you accept?
Oh, well, I accept your bet. I accept your bet. Lock it in. Screenshot alert. I'm locking it in, brother. And I want to be looking for you for my money. Tell him. I'm going to send my cousin after you. You better tell him, Sean, we don't play about our money. We don't play about our money. Bet. Challenge accepted. Bet. We in there. Now, this is why we need trolls, folks. See, but he's not trolling. He's talking. He has a strong belief in his team. He's not dogging our team. He's not saying stupid stuff. He's saying realistic stuff. Like, they might go into the Big Ten and prove me wrong. That's nothing wrong with that. DR34. And he's not trolling. Yeah, I got you, Ananias. I appreciate your dialogue. I appreciate you coming here. He came in here, gave love to the team and everything. Gave love to Bama. I mean, I like it. Easy money. Brian, tell him. Brian, if he don't pay up, you going to get him for me, bro? You going to get him for me? Kimberly said she want in on that 50 too. Hey, he want in on that 50. Everybody want in on that bet. Hey, I got you, Trey. I got you. We're gonna go to Baumhauer's after that season over with, and we're gonna do a vlog from Baumhauer's. We're gonna be at the bar doing a vlog. Y'all make sure y'all don't let me forget. Ananias, don't let me forget, man. I love betting. It's so early in the year. Let's not forget, man. I like that. Appreciate you, fam. What bet you? Oh yeah, DR trying to mess somebody's life up. See, I don't like betting people like that. I don't like betting other people like that. Okay, the max out bet somebody on the game or something is like 150, 200 max, right? To me, I don't care how much money you got. That's just betting other people. They have professional, like establishments that do that where you can really get your bang for your buck. And I know it's more like you want to make them hurt when you go team beat them. That's usually what it is. But yeah, I'm not that type of person. I'll grab up Moonrocker too. Oh yeah, you a Moonrocker pull up. The white gonna be in this thing too. Smooth, let that man be and take. Look, listen. I like it, man. Is mugshot still open? I don't know. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna go look it up today. He said he only betting me. Facts. Appreciate it, pal. Look. Oh yeah. Hey, listen. Look. Oh, look at Abby coming in with the juice. This is Noah's mom, Ananias. Her son just signed to play for Alabama. He'll be on campus in, when Noah get here? June? Is it June, Ebony? Yeah, these are definitely friendly bets, man. No animosity, nothing like that. These are friendly bets, man. Friendly bets. It's all love in here. Like I said, Ananias, you get the highlight of the day for real. This is the type of energy you reminded us of our long lost Texas fans, man. Y'all remember the Texas fans that used to come in here? Every day they was in here showing love, man, interacting, talking trash, good trash. We like that. May 26th. Oh, he get Ebony. Don't make me cry. That's my grandmother's birthday. I'm going to visit my grandmother's gravesite. I haven't been to her grave since she passed in 2006, y'all. It's a hard thing. I mean, I love that woman with everything in me. That was my heart, man. So this year, for the first time since she passed in 2006, man, I'm going to visit her grave and spend time with her. I plan on, taking some stuff down there. My dad said she needs some work done to her headstone and all that stuff. So I'm actually, like, a part of my goals is, man, to get, save up enough money to get my grandmother and my grandfather, they're buried next to each other, some real nice, headstones for their grave sites, man. I want it to look real nice. I haven't been able to contribute to that. So and it's because of my grandmother, man. I'm about to cry now thinking about my baby, man. Dog. But yeah, May 26th is a huge day for me. So that's going to be cool, man. Coming back into town, trying to link up with my nephew. You know what I'm saying? Y'all coming to A-Day, I already know. And you better hit me up too. You better hit me up. Do you think Isaiah Bond will have PT at Texas? Isaiah Bond is projected to be a starter. I got a friend down there. He's a diehard UT fan. He actually might start covering the team because he just got hired as, I can't remember what the title is, but he helps out with their media distribution. Like, he don't necessarily do media for them. Just he the one that say, when they create media, he be like, all right, y'all put that on TikTok, y'all put that on Facebook, y'all put that on this outlet can resource this without being copyrighted, this outlet, like, he does all that. So that's cool. Yeah, I think he's gonna start though. I think he's gonna start, Nicole, a lot, and that's what he been saying. Nico, what you mean pay-per-view? You got all that money. You better come on, boy. Yeah, I go there, man. I look, Ebony, I'm gonna go, man. So, yeah, I think so. I think they changed it. So yeah. Hey, and look, who your twin, Ebony? Who your twin? KT? KT your twin? Yeah, tell him stop yelling. Tell him stop yelling, KT. He acting up. Y'all are funny in that chat, man. I love how y'all interact. It's like watching brothers and sisters interact all night, man, all day. I would not miss this year's A-Day for nothing. Facts, me neither, Bart. I'm telling you, it's one of them things, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. DR334, your twin? Okay, I can see that. Y'all do give off the same energy. Yeah, I can see that. Y'all be acting up, man. I love y'all, man. But hey, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna do an edit. Hey, don't forget to check your boy out on all my platforms, all the platforms at Coach Smoot. I'm still doing content. I'm just not covering Bama football on any of my channels, but I am doing content. I am sharing graphics. My brother Cinco, we're kind of partners in this thing. Not kind of partners, we partners in this thing. So all of his graphics, I'm helping him promote, trying to just continue to help him grow. So if y'all haven't already, go follow Cinco on Twitter. We about to get Instagram popping. We about to have TikTok popping. But definitely follow me so you can keep up with everybody that we're trying to help out and help grow, that support this channel. But what else? Practice, right? Practice about to start in about 3 hours. We got 3 hours till practice kicks off, right? So I will be there from the start of practice to the end. I like to get there early, get my spot, and go up to Mal Moore in the media room and just, set everything up and do my thing, man. So I'm starting to build my schedule, setting up my work schedule when I'm having to be over there. So I'm excited, you guys. Can't wait to touch bases with you all tonight. Email me if you want any questions to be asked to players. Once I find out player availability, I will tweet it out. All right, I will tweet it out. So be looking for any updates on Twitter in regards to Bama football coverage. I'll be texting the guys, and we got a lot going on today. So just bear with us. Don't bail on us. Hype us up. Get the people looking up for our news, because anytime people ask about Alabama football, we want them to mention Bama football on YouTube, right? We want them looking out for us, waiting for us to go live, waiting for us to do our thing. And shouts out to the team, Kyle, Taylor, Ty, Sean, Merrill, Jake Merrill, and Jarek. Shouts out to all the team, man. We doing hard work. We putting in work, and it's starting to pay off on tremendous scale. I will give y'all this little snippet. Jatavius Sanders is a cool dude. If y'all don't know who Jatavius Sanders is, go look at where his position is on staff, and just know that I got a brother. You know what I'm saying? I got a brother. Like, we are really about to be on something right now, y'all. So Jatavius Sanders, Coach Shepard, those conversations meant a lot to me. Even with Coach Womack, the short conversation we had, the interaction, that was awesome. So man, I'm thinking about it again. Okay, let's go. All right, where the Texas folks at? Where my Texas people at? You in Dallas next month? Uh-oh. You trying to move to San Antonio? Ugh. Yeah, Shep is cool, Ebony. That dude cool. I'm gonna text you and tell you what happened. But yeah, y'all, I'll catch up with y'all later, man. It's been fun. Thank you all for sticking out. Hey, and if you haven't liked the stream already on your way out, please make sure you like the stream, man. It is very important. That's how we continue to grow, get that algorithm. We had 600 different viewers watch the past couple of days, and we only been peaking at like 450 likes. So if you're coming in here watching, lurker, rubbernecker, whatever, come on, man, and show us some love and like the stream. We appreciate y'all for supporting, man. I'm Coach Smoot, and y'all know how I like to leave y'all with the big old roll. I can't end it yet, cause I'm so hype, I'm finished yet. Can't end it yet, I'm so hype, ain't finished yet. Hey, roll tide, y'all, man. Catch y'all on the E.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Residence in Ocean City, Maryland. Guests can book at residenceinOC.com. Use the promo code LPR for special Bama football pricing, up to 20% off. Also, go to therogueshop.com. Use the promo code Bama. You get legal CBD. For me, personally, I like the topical oil. You know how intense my workouts are, right? So I like the topical oil. I like to rub that on my back, whatever, after those cinder blocks. So go to their website, cruise down, look through their website, and definitely check out rogueshop.com. And like I said, I like the topical. Again, the promo code is Bama. Also, think about becoming a fan funder right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Become a part of the Undefeated as low as $2.99 a month. That's 10 cents a day. How do you do this? Make sure you're logged into your account. This is on a computer. You can also do this on your phone and look for the tab that says membership. Once you click membership, you can see different options. You can see an upgrade button right there to the right if you want to go through the different levels. We have fan funder videos from the staff right here at Bama Football on YouTube. Very easy to navigate. Let us know if you have questions inside the comment box when trying to upgrade or renew your fan funder membership right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And of course, if you want to rock that undefeated gear, check out our merch store located at the bottom of the videos. We appreciate Patriot Life, Cynthia, Antoine, Caitlin, and to everybody else that supports us right here on Bama Football on YouTube.